Welcome to Xbox, voice of the Xbox community.
Dustin!
Phil could come out and look directly into the camera. But Dustin, we're starting a Kickstarter today for Crimson Skies. And I'm going to pledge like $1,000. More love for Crimson Skies than Shenmue. $0 Shenmue, $1,000 Crimson Skies, no doubt.
They didn't need Sony at all. All they had to do was come out and have like a really, really good Kickstarter and just flat out say from the beginning, we need 10 million. And I know some people would say, oh, well, that's just kind of ridiculous to come out and say that. But it would have been honest, and everyone would have said, well, we're not going to get this game unless we get them 10 million.
Tim Dog!
I actually started playing The Evil Within. Played the first 2 chapters last night. It's pretty scary.
Steve Rules.
That was good, although, you know, I don't think that there's anything about how I say the fractured butthole that's particularly noteworthy, you know. I feel I've just realised something and I can't believe I never actually got it in the first place.
But you don't know.
I just realised the fractured butthole.
Wait, you didn't get that joke?
No, I didn't.
That was the joke!
Welcome to Xbox, episode 102. We're back for another great week, and thank you so much for that awesome intro again. One second. Oh my god, the fractured butthole, as we all know it.
It's really good.
I gotta thank but I really gotta thank Steve Rules for just being that guy.
That just didn't get it.
I have a lot of things to be thinking about. You know, I just don't have time for these sort of immature toilet jokes. Toilet humour.
We all have time for immature toilet jokes. That's all I'm saying. But that's neither here nor there. I hear that somebody tweeted out about letters. We got a shitload of letters.
Yeah, we got a ton of letters, but you didn't say, hey, this is Vernon, this is
I forgot.
Steve.
You know,
no introductions.
I'm confused. I'm confused because we got video now and it has everybody's names under it, and I just didn't introduce anybody. So this week, it's a smaller cast for everybody that is playing the home video game. They can see that there's only three of us, including myself. And without a doubt, you heard Vern. Just loud as golden throat, loud as can be. He's the man.
Loud as can be.
Yeah.
Man.
You're
is that what you think of me?
Yeah.
Is that what you think of me, though? You think, oh, that's that
You're
loud guy. That's an annoying loud guy.
The one with the dulcet tones.
Yeah. Well, I normally I just mute him. That's what I do. But not to talk about Vern too much. That's Steve Rules on the show from steverules.com.
Hello, thank you for
How's
the
your
website.
I meant to, and I didn't tell you this yet, Steve, but I went and Jason sold his tablet, right? And this guy comes over to buy it, and he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, I'm going to start doing, like, he's going to do, like, live streaming or something through his Xbox and this and that. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Like, that's what we do. That's, you know, it's awesome. And, yeah, this will work perfectly for you. And he was like, oh, you do a podcast? I was like, yeah. Do you know who Tim Dog is? And he was like, yeah, I know who Tim Dog is. I was like, yeah. I do a podcast with him. And he was like, are you fucking serious? I was like, yep. I was like, do you know who Steve Rules is? And he was like, hell yeah. And I was like, yeah, I do a show with him too. It was just the most surreal, like, these people have fans. And we're slowly growing. Slowly growing.
That's
Should it be awesome?
Oh, that's good.
So you got fans around me. It was awesome to see.
We're growers, not
Yeah.
showers.
That's
We're
right.
growers.
Growers, not showers. The official motto of Xbox Uncut. We speak the truth, people.
We are growers, not showers. That could be the title for the third South Park game.
Yeah.
Pretty the trilogy. South Park, growers, not showers.
I really hope they do a trilogy. That'd be awesome if it ends up a trilogy.
Let's wait and see if the second one by Ubisoft San Francisco is any good first.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Just
The
to let
writing's
you-
going to be good, though.
Just to let you know, Wicked Soul, we just started.
Yeah.
Like, you're worried you're late again? We were late, so...
We will read your letter. So thank you for writing us, actually.
Yes.
I'm very proud. I guess we should move to letters. I'm very proud of our listeners because earlier today I tweeted saying, hey, we need letters. We don't have letters. Well, we got 4. And we got a tweet as well that I'm going to count as a letter. So very, very impressed with our listeners. Very proud of you. So thank you for writing. So first off, I got a tweet from '07 Deadly Sins. He says, "Dear Vern, do you think Sony will be awarded a win by the media at Gamescom, even though they will not be in attendance? Question mark. LOL."
I'm going with yes. I bet they announced another Kickstarter project. They're going to announce what needs to be kickstarted.
Agent.
Crimson Skies. I'm going to go with that. They're going to announce the Crimson Skies. Even though Microsoft owns the IP, I think Microsoft's going to sell it to Sony.
I gotta go back to Steve's comment. He said agent.
Well, look,
Because Rockstar needs to kickstart a game.
Look. All I'm saying is that 52 million sales of GTA 5 in the current market. We've got Minecraft that's doing like 60 or 70. 52 is nothing. It's nothing. I bet you those people over there, they are eating out paper cups and paper cutlery and everything. It's nothing. It's nothing.
I think you're right.
So, or Half-Life 3, maybe they'll buy that off Valve.
Well, they lost their the art director or something like that, who was responsible for the previous Half-Life games.
Yeah, well, it must be pretty crushing having not done anything for the last decade. So,
yeah, probably.
Actually, the game has been done for years. It's just they're waiting for the right moment
to just drop it like a bomb, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know what it is. Morpheus exclusive, of course.
No.
Yeah, so they got to wait for Morpheus launch. You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're right.
I mean, but think about this. It makes sense. Sony and Valve had a partnership way back in the day about PSN. And this is just what this has been building to. It's been the Half-Life 3 launch on Project Morpheus.
That partnership that did so well because Portal 2 came out with Steam integration and then PSN got hacked.
Yes, that partnership.
Good going, guys. And killed Sockham and Zipper Interactive.
Can we take a moment just to realize how many times PSN has been down in the last 3 weeks?
5
That's
hours.
been pretty rough. Yeah, the fans of PlayStation have been starting a campaign. What's it called? Hashtag
a better PSN.
Yeah.
I was looking at the gaff thread because isn't that where it came from? And they called it like PSN 2.0 or something. And I was reading it and I was thinking, if you want all those things in the OP, why don't you just go on Xbox Live?
It's true. It's true. There is a very good PSN 2.0, and it's called Xbox Live.
Mm-mm.
I mean,
that's not true, Vern. You take that back. Xbox Live is like a 3.0 or 4.0.
That's true.
It's not a 2.0.
Or maybe like a 4.2.
Yeah, 4.2 maybe.
We're gonna get 4.3 pretty soon,
No, once they popped out the new Dash, it's gonna be like a 5.0.
That's right. That's right. You're right.
But
all
like
I'm
just
looking
at the things they want though, like PSN improvements. Is it better, more CDNs? I'm not sure what that is. But it's like free and unlimited cloud storage, Xbox. Username changing, Xbox. Behind the scenes, less disruptive maintenance, Xbox. Cloud storage for screenshots. I'm not sure if Xbox does that, but
it does. Yeah, you get OneDrive. It's cloud storage.
Oh yeah, okay, good point. Rentable servers when official servers are taken down. Well, Xbox doesn't take their servers down. Can still play. Is it Forza 2 online? Can't play Gran Turismo 5. Just saying. Nope. I don't know. You look at. I mean, if you want to store wish list.
NAT issues. NAT issues is a big one because they don't have dedicated servers for voice chat like Xbox One has now. So.
I mean, but things that store wish list, use Excel, refund system. I mean, Xbox Live is somewhat generous compared to PSN.
Look, wait a second. The refund system in Europe is completely different from the US.
Mm-hmm.
Just to throw it out there. So if you're a PlayStation customer in Europe, you can actually go on that website and get refunds for games without any hassle.
That's a legal thing in the countries there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's because EU rules and, just saying.
No, I'm just
what about that Greece?
They just don't want to help out North America.
What about Greece?
What about that Greece?
Hey, there's a fire in Europe right now, and it sounds like a Grease fire. That's all I'm saying. You need to be careful trying to put that out. You got to use the right chemicals. You can't just go in there and start shooting water, or it's just going to blow up in your face. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Grease fires are very dangerous.
They really are.
By the way, to continue this list, okay, online, offline status, continuous trophy syncing, account region change. You can do that on Xbox Live. You've been able to do it for years.
As many times as you want, too.
Additional primary PS4 for multiple console householders. 10-year badge, so you know how long you've been a member of the community. It's like literally they just went and got an Xbox Live feature list.
Yeah.
By the way, security improvements, 2-factor authentication. You'd have thought that they may well have done that after they got hacked. General usability improvements, auto resume downloads if network connection resets, share notification for recordings and broadcasts, refined activity feed what's on section. That's literally what it's called on Xbox. Custom avatars, direct developer player interaction. It's called hold on, no, it gets better. Direct developer players interaction statuses in game hubs. It's literally called a game hub on Xbox. Universal game invites. I should go in there and say, why don't you just buy an Xbox, but I'll get banned.
Well, no, but I think the guy who created this thread at GAF is an Xbox user.
Yeah.
And because he did a thread comparing the two, and then this kind of spun off from that.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's why, because he uses both and really knows the difference, you know. So that makes sense why it would be a lot of stuff that's on there that Microsoft already does.
Mm. But going back to what the original question was about Sony winning Gamescom, I think that Sony will announce things. They just won't be big things. Like they might talk. Like I think they'll do indie things. Like for some smaller games, they'll probably they won't want to be completely overshadowed. I mean, ultimately, I think it just depends on what show Microsoft got. Like if Crackdown looks good, if Scalebound looks good, if Quantum Break looks good, if Recall looks good, then
we get a couple good announcements.
And that's on top of anything else they might announce. I do think that backwards compatibility is going to be a continued win for Microsoft. They're going to walk up and go, oh, by the way, guys, you want to play Red Dead Redemption or this, that, and the other on Xbox? It's in preview.
Today,
it's in preview.
Right now.
You guys going out, or it will be playable soon. Like I think that's a continued mic drop moment if they can really get everyone on board.
Ubisoft came out today and said they're interested in backwards compatibility. So
yep, specifically mentioned Splinter Cell. Mm-hmm. At which point, it's then a shame that they didn't bother to port their PS3 collection to Xbox 360, but you can't win them all.
I still don't understand why the most recent Splinter Cell didn't get an HD remaster at the launch of the consoles. That would have made so much sense for them.
Probably because Ubisoft Toronto have since then gone on to be another Assassin's Creed workhouse.
That's true. So yeah, I don't think Sony's going to win, but who knows?
I do.
Maybe.
Sony's going to be amazing at Gamescom. Their secret press conference that they're holding that nobody knows about yet is going to be like game-changing. In the words of Hip Hop Gamer, it's the most amazing thing you could ever think of.
But better.
But better.
I mean, it could be that Microsoft walk on stage and announce that they are cancelling pretty much
everything,
every game. Apart from Fable
Those
Legends.
are announcements. Those are announcements. They're big ones too.
Yeah. They're gonna be like all that stuff at E3. Half of it's going away.
Yeah, that Recall that you're looking to now, we shut that down. Metroid Prime is rubbish. We don't trust those guys. That Sea of Thieves, yeah. I mean, Rare are far too busy feeding ducks and having barbecues and ice creams to make a game.
We're happy to announce that Connect Sports 4 is coming.
God,
I think they should call it Connect Sports Rivals 2 to make it sound even worse.
Oh God, I don't know what I do.
This Connect Sports Rivals was so successful. They need to keep
it is the
that
fourth
brand.
one, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
It's the third.
The new one would be the fourth one.
Okay.
Yeah, because there were two on the original, one on the Xbox One. Yeah, so it'd be...
Maybe what they could do is they could actually just call it Connect Sports Season 3 and just pretend like Rivals didn't happen.
Yeah.
They could.
But anyway, thank you, 07 Deadly Sins, for your your tweet, which sparked quite a lot of conversation. So, our next letter is from Quick Killings. Quick Killings writes, what third-party game could you see Microsoft getting as an exclusive next year? That's it.
Splinter Cell.
See, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's immediately what pops up in my head.
I think it would be a good get, first of all. It has a big Xbox lineage behind it.
Does.
And
the last one didn't do that well.
Yeah, so it'd be one of those things like they could go, hey, we'll help pay for development.
Right, there's risk.
That you could do the Dead Rising approach to it, you know? The question
Or the
is...
Splinter Cell Conviction approach.
Yeah. Don't worry, it'll be out on PC soon enough for people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean...
Any other guesses?
I guess, ultimately, Microsoft's spending lots of money on established franchises. Splinter Cell is an established franchise, but it's not. I wouldn't exactly refer to Splinter Cell as alive. But if there's something like Dead Rising or like Splinter Cell that's either in trouble or not doing so well, then I think it would be really great.
Like Silent Hills.
Microsoft could. Maybe. It depends what sort of investment you'd be putting into it, is how I would answer that question, Fern.
Right.
But, the other thing is, look at what Microsoft did last generation. Mass Effect isn't quite the same situation, but they only published the first one. And then there's stuff like Bioshock, Dead Rising, Saints Row that were all exclusive, whether de facto because the PS3 wasn't out or otherwise. They had these franchises exclusive on Xbox first, and that sort of stuck with them for the generation because people just played them on Xbox first. So, if there's something new that perhaps Titanfall, I guess, would be the more recent one. A new IP that, is perhaps struggling to get off the ground. It just needs some, when I look at Microsoft as a publisher, I feel like they're very sort of cutthroat. They'll pick a deadline, they'll get it on track, you will make it, and you will get it out, but rightly or wrongly, by this date.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with Dead Rising 3 and I suppose Titanfall to a lesser extent. So, it's something that needs help is what I would say. I don't personally, if there's an opportunity cost with what they're funding, then I'd really rather they funded stuff that they kind of own and built. But if there's deals to be done with third parties that make sense,
go for it, yeah.
Then I think you should be looking at franchises that kind of need a bit of help.
Yeah. What other franchises need help right now?
Crimson Skies needs help. Needs help. Needs
We're
a lot of
talking
help.
third party.
Dustin, we've been through this. Sony are going to kickstart it.
I know.
I
I just need it. I need it in my life.
I don't know.
Darksiders 3?
Maybe. I don't know what does need help. What sort of tailed off?
Just isn't selling quite as well as it used to, and not relevant. See, that's hard, but if it's not relevant, we're not going to think of it. So,
I don't know. I suppose it's a bit poor answer, but I'm sure they'll talk to third parties. Wicked Soldier said brute force. So Wicked, I think there are a few games that I've ever seen Phil Spencer basically outright come out and say,
No.
that was terrible. And brute force is one of those games which he has quite frankly said it was terrible. I even think that if there was like a sudden rush and brute force went and sold 10 million copies, somehow he would probably still turn around and say, you're not making another one.
You know what though? Brute force was supposed to be the next Halo. It was. It really was. It was pushed that way.
I know.
Yeah. Big PC developer. Like Bungie, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really I have no clue. Splinter Cell is the one that we kind of all agree has tailed off and still has relevance, I think, if they just get the right marketing and the right push behind it, and the right game, right time, right release. Obviously, a lot of things have to work, but That's Castlevania, maybe a Konami franchise if Konami actually wants to make another game.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a possibility. Um, and Microsoft seems to like to work with the bigger Japanese companies and not the smaller stuff, you know. So, um, yeah, I can't think of anything else.
Kane
Burnout.
and Lynch 3.
Hmm. Yeah, possibly. I mean, we have to look at Square Enix and Capcom, I think. They're the desperate ones right now. Um,
They're the ones that, when Phil comes in and, sort of flicks them a quarter or whatever it is, they're the ones that sort of jump off their chair and grab it. So I think they'll take anything.
yeah.
To be honest, if they wait long enough, the way that Hitman 6 is going, I think Hitman 7 is probably going to need it. So maybe they can jump in on that.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And then from Capcom, I don't know, maybe Mega Man.
Well, they could revive their partnership that resulted in the excellent Dino Crisis 3 to make Dino Crisis 4.
That's true. That's a possibility too if they want to bring. And dinosaurs are popular right now. That would be a hit if it got the right, backing and the right push and everything. That could be a hit if it's good. So that is a possibility. And Capcom is making exclusive deals with everyone. Like Monster Hunter is just on Nintendo.
Yeah, they're like
Dead Rising was just on Xbox. Street Fighter's just on PS3. Same thing with Dragon's Dogma and
Deep Down.
Deep Down, which
Not that
will probably
that's
never
ever
come
gonna
out. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm thinking one of those two companies. So, yes, thank you for writing in Quick Killings. Write us again. Next letter is from Moz6141. Moz says, sorry about the grammatical errors and the long email. We don't mind long emails. Long emails are good. And grammar, screw grammar. Hi, guys. Gamescom is nearly here. How do you guys want Microsoft to approach the press conference from an organizational perspective to how each game is demoed? For something like Quantum Break, I would prefer if they focused more on the player choice mechanics, with a little bit on how the TV stuff is integrated. Also, a bit of new combat mechanic scenarios that are not so scripted. For something like Scalebound, I want to see the scale of the world, pun intended. I want to see how you explore the world with your dragon and the types of mechanics that come into play on and off the dragon. Bigger focus on story can probably be saved for a later date. VGX? Question mark. From an organizational perspective, I would prefer if they have breaks between 1 or 2 game demos each time, with news on the dashboard updates or a list of titles that will be backwards compatible, as well as information on all the publishers that are planning on supporting backwards compatibility in the future. Thank you again. Sorry again about the long email. Well, thank you for writing us, Moz6141. And organization, what do you guys think?
bit of third-party stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
In terms of story stuff, I don't know. I think it's different on the game. So, for example, with Quantum Break, I think that they need to, we've kind of seen gameplay and they've kind of said the story. So that, I think we need to we need this TV stuff still exists, but we kind of need to see what it is, not necessarily on stage, but as sort of an overall thing. So I think for Quantum Break, they need to make that good balance between here's this story, it's a story-driven game, you're going to really like this story, and this is why you should play it, along with the good gameplay that we know very many do. For something like Scalebound, I do think the gameplay is important. I think for Crackdown, I think they need
the cloud stuff needs to really be a focus.
They need to show me why on earth I would want a Crackdown game based on the cloud with large scale destruction.
Right.
And they need to make that fun. And then, not saying that they won't do it, but that's what I need to see. I mean, I think if you're unveiling a game for the first time, as like Recore as well, we had that sort of story trailer, so we kind of got an idea of what it's about. Show me how it plays.
Yeah.
Because I think what we'll see is it's much easier for something like you mentioned VGX. That would be a good place. You know, I don't think that they're that likely to, you know, if Microsoft are at VGX to then go, oh, by the way, here's these big long gameplay demonstrations. What they're likely to show is more sort of story stuff, tease that, you know, sort of peak interest for sort of launches that are in the first sort of half of the year next year. So,
And it would be nice to see a dashboard update section, like Moz said. I think I'd like to see something like that. Maybe showing off what was the one section we didn't see off to the right? I can't remember now.
no, I think the problem, and this is the reason why they cut it from the conference, was that they said that it's kind of difficult to demo it and have it show well. Like, I really do think, as much as it would have been good to have it at the conference, I do think that it is a better idea to keep that sort of stuff. If you're
For the daily show again?
Yeah, it just from the perspective of, if you need to cut something, I'd rather they cut something that didn't really demo well, because it's not that it demos that badly, but it also doesn't necessarily demo well. So
Right.
whereas, you know, things like, you know, you could dedicate that time to something like, you know, backwards compatibility was mentioned.
Oh, the store. The store. That's what they didn't show yet. They showed all the other tabs,
yeah,
but not the store. And I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see what they do, and hopefully it isn't garbage this time. But yeah. So what was the other question about backwards compatibility?
I think he was just asking if we
America?
think backwards compatibility should be talked about much in the conference, and maybe which companies they've partnered with to release games. I mean, that would be a nice part to say, hey, these people are on board. Bam, 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 bam. You know,
Yeah.
and then just show a nice like splash screen with all the publishers on there, like who, and maybe some games or something. That would be a good idea. I agree.
Yeah, I think they should have they should sort of have all the logos of the publishers pop up, and then everyone's like, oh, so these publishers are on board, cool. And then all of a sudden, I think they should cut to like a trailer.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't think
and
people understand
show
how
games.
much easy publicity this is for anyone. Like, EA is getting so much because they've been like, yeah, we're behind backwards compatibility on Xbox One. It's just a huge thing of publicity for them. Like, it's just, yeah, we're going to do it. We're not going to hold
Well, the only companies that really haven't talked about it right now are what, like Square Enix, Capcom, and maybe like Deep Silver, because
Yeah.
WB is now on board, at least with Mortal Kombat. Bethesda's on board. We know Ubisoft. We know EA is. Activision. We don't know about Activision yet as well.
Yeah.
But those are the major ones that we still haven't heard from.
I mean, there was a Kotaku article this week about backwards compatibility,
Mm-hmm.
and they asked like pretty much every publisher
That was a
about it.
dumb article. Yeah.
To be fair, there was something in there. They missed out the fact that Ubisoft are obviously already on board because they've already got the Rainbow Six tokens. But
Right.
apart from that, I mean, you know, I
We know
appreciated
2K
them.
is too. I'm sorry.
I appreciated them asking publishers. I didn't have too much of a problem with it.
It's just kind of a dumb article to run since they didn't get any answers, though. You know?
Well, I think it was just about, you know, I suppose it's probably something that people are asking them about. So they say, hey, you know, just so you know, we've asked publishers and we've tried.
Yeah.
So I didn't know.
guess so.
To be honest, although I will say it made me rather concerned, actually, that people weren't on board.
And that's what it feels like to me. The point of the article kind of is, in a way, that they know that stuff gets clicks. Concern gets clicks. So that's what I got from it. But, you know, I'm kind of a pessimist when it comes to that website. I don't expect the best at all.
But then, on the other hand, you could say that if they're being quiet about it and people are thinking, oh, well, am I not going to get these games? They'll turn around and tweet the publisher and say, just so you know,
Possibly.
I expect these games to be on there. And if
Right.
enough people turn around and say that, then they'll go, oh, okay, well, you know, I'm not going to mess up this chance at easy money and other basic common sense things.
What's going to be
And then
important to get these people on board, though, is to have all these games available directly on your Xbox One on the store.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen.
Well, each game has an Xbox One store page
It does.
already, so it seems like, sort of figuratively speaking, flip the switch. I think I will say that the other problem that they do have is that I think publishers need to realize that they also can't use this as an excuse to keep things at a high price. Like if you're making your game backwards compatible, Microsoft should be saying, let us charge less money. Not, it doesn't have to be like £5, but like £10 or $15 or something. You've got to, you can put them on sale, but you have to also entice people to want to buy it. And if you just turn around and say, oh, it's backwards compatible, so if I put this at £30-40, I'm going to be quids in, which is just not going to happen. But I can see someone doing it.
And with this kind of trickle of games that comes out, their games are more likely to sell than just throwing everything all at once. So they can time things. Hopefully, and I don't mean time things like Virtual Console. That's just bad. But I mean, if they time things right with releases of new games, it could work, and they could make some extra money. And I think publishers would be behind that. So,
yeah.
And as far as organization, I mean, you were saying third party in the middle. I think what needs to happen is the end needs to be big. That was the biggest problem. My biggest problem with the E3 conference was the end just kind of fizzled out at the end because Gears didn't really demo all that well. Not saying it didn't look good, but it didn't demo very well. So they need something big at the end. Whatever is the biggest thing, put it at the end.
What I really hate is that Phil's a talker, but I don't like when they sort of get to the end of the show and he talks a bit and the lights go up. Like I like a one last thing.
Yeah, I agree. In the last 2 years, we didn't get a one last thing. We got he came out and just says, hey, well, that's it. Bye.
We did get one last thing. It just wasn't that one last thing. So it's just, I don't know. I feel like they miss opportunities for impact, and it seems like such a small thing to sort of complain about because at the end of the day, you're still getting exactly the same announcements. But I do feel like, and this is something that I've always felt about the review conferences, is that they miss that chance for impact. Really.
Yeah, and I hope they can find that with Gamescom. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was Wicked Soul. No, sorry, was that Wicked Soul? No, it was Moz 6141, right? Yeah, Moz 6141. Thank you for writing us. Good conversation. Okay, the Wicked Soul has a letter for us now. Wicked Soul says, "Hey guys, first time writing in. I really enjoy the show. It's very entertaining, and I enjoy hearing your opinions. Since a bunch of collector's editions were revealed or leaked early, LOL, COD. Today, I was wondering if you guys buy any, and if so, which ones? Do you like more physical or digital items? I prefer physical because I like to collect video game stuff. I don't think the editions with only digital items are worth the extra money unless it includes the season pass. Other question I have is, why don't you guys collect more achievements? I really like getting them, but not crazy enough to not play a game because of not able to 1,000 gamer score it. Hope you guys have fun on the show. Maybe I'll ask a relationship question next time. Good idea." From fellow ex-boner, the Wicked Soul.
Well, I'm not an achievement whore.
Yeah, me neither.
If I see an achievement that I like, I go for it. But like on the 360, I really did go out of my way to get them, especially at the beginning of the generation. It was just this thing. But then achievements started turning into 5-point achievements, which turned into, fuck that, I'm not wasting my time on that.
Yeah. I mean, if I were...
Congratulations, you just beat a lasso mission on Halo whatever, and it's like, you get 5 points. And it's just...
It's terrible, I know.
No, I don't care enough to lasso a mission. But if you would have gave me, 100 points to do that, high five, Vern, let's do this. This is going to be... Let's get the dental floss out, and let's put reticles on our TV so that we can do this. I heard somebody did that, so that was hilarious. But, if that was the case, I would do it. But it's not. It's literally every developer. Microsoft, Sony, it does third parties, everybody. Oh, here's 5 points. Oh, here's another 5 points. And it's like it's supposed to make people feel good, so they go after more achievements. It doesn't. It makes me go after less achievements.
Right. So what we're saying is do it like Telltale.
Yeah. Telltale's like, hey, you finished
Give us
the chapter?
everything.
You finished a chapter. Here's 100 points. It's just like yes, I feel great. And me and
That's the
Vern
other one that
know
was
what
like
this
that.
happens. We beat what is it? The Walking Dead 1 and 2, like The Wolf Among Us. and-
All really
like,
fast.
5
And everyone's
games
like,
in a row.
"Man, you guys are playing a lot of games. You guys are nuts, right?"
It's
No,
like,
no,
it was
we're
Telltale
not.
Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you haven't
I-
played Telltale Games, just buy the collection, play through all of them, and you'll have like 10,000 gamer score at the end of the week.
You'll be amazing.
Contrary to what Vern thinks, if I really like a game, I'll look at the achievements and then I will be prepared to
Go for it.
go for it.
Mhm.
If I'm enjoying the game, that I want a reason to keep playing it. Like The Witcher 3, I finished it and I was like, oh, okay, what do I do? And then I just went and spent like 5 or 10 hours trying to just get the achievements that I could in that playthrough, with not having to start again to get
Right.
like a difficulty achievement. But on the other hand, I noticed my last 30 days achievement scores at like $8,000 the other month or something, and lots of people commented on it. But that wasn't actually because I was chasing achievements. I think I completed like 19 games in that month or something. When you complete that many games, there are some that are quite generous with achievements, and there are some that are less generous with achievements. So it just wraps up. I mean, as I said, it depends entirely on whether or not I enjoy the game that much that I want to go and do it. You mentioned the sort of Lasso Halo achievements, and I'm just thinking, would not touch that with a 50-foot barge pole.
No.
But something like Alan Wake, for example, which had
All the
1,500,
thermoses.
which had 1,500 game score. I love that game, and I went through it on Nightmare or whatever, and then I went through and got all the thermoses. And I actually missed one of the thermoses, and that game doesn't tell you which thermos you've missed. So I then had to restart the game again and redo all over again.
Ugh.
But that game is so good that I didn't mind doing it.
That's crazy.
I've got like Batman, which I'm playing at the moment. Like, it's a nice game, but I'm not going to go back and go, oh man, I really need to go and get all these achievements. I'm just not going to do it.
But the Wicked Soul, if I remember correctly, is a very high gamer score. So Wicked Soul is an achiever.
So I've got the leaderboard up now. The Wicked Soul's gamer score is 200,819, and in the last 30 days, a gamer score increase of 9,003.
Yes.
So I mean, that's.
We should all strive to
that's
be
hardcore.
like you, the Wicked Soul. Mad
You
respect.
can. I'm not.
I
Sorry,
said
Wicked.
should.
This is where
Not
we're
that I
going to
would.
agree to disagree. I am happy just playing games.
Yeah, I think me and Dustin are pretty in agreement on this. We just don't care about them. I mean,
If there's something funny,
it's
or
it's cool when it happens.
I'm gonna do. No, if something is literally throw a chicken 1,000 feet in the air.
Hey, that's
I'm
fun.
gonna find a way to do it, but like, Vern, we're gonna do this. Like, that's funny.
Yeah.
It's fun. But if it's
agree.
just literally like beat this on lasso and get 5 points, no, it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's no.
As far as collector's editions, that was the other question. I haven't been buying any collector's editions because they don't come with digital codes. I know a lot of people don't like that. Like,
Wait a second.
Like, for instance,
Pause.
what's happening
One
with
moment.
Halo.
Halo. Oh, okay. I was about to say Halo's coming.
Like what's happening with Halo. Yeah, but it's also $250, and I'm not spending that much money.
Are you sure?
it's-
I
Yeah.
want to know.
And it comes with a steel book that has nothing in it.
I'd be okay with that because I like having the digital code. So if more games came out with just a digital code or had that option, I might be more likely to get a collector's edition.
No,
but
but
as it
doesn't the
stands right
collector's
now, no.
edition for Halo I know the online, doesn't it come with like an anime or something? Like there's a Halo
3.
video.
The
thing.
digital collector's edition
Yeah.
comes with
Whatever it's
the
called.
Fall of Reach,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So
Collector's editions. Gears of War. Anything Remedy. I didn't get the original Gears of War 1 collector's edition because I actually wasn't going to buy it when it came out, and then I sort of had a late about turn after I looked at one of their viral sites which had him lighting a match in his prison cell. I still remember that. But I did buy the Gears 2 one, and then the Gears 3, the one that had the Marcus Phoenix statue. £100. I bought that. I'm not ashamed. And I've got the Alan Wake one, so I'll get the next Gears one. And then
I got the
Experiment one.
Bioshock one. That thing was awesome, man.
And I'll probably get the Recall one if they do one. Like, I would have bought a Sunset Overdrive one if they'd have done one.
Oh,
But I'm
yeah.
not too bothered about Halo. I think there's a very select few developers I'll do it for.
Well, the Halo ones are all going to be really cheap later on because they will have made so many. I mean, that tends to be the case with those. So,
And I'll be buying the scene.
but like,
yeah.
I still have my Big Daddy statue from the original Bioshock. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's badass.
I'm,
The other thing
no,
is-
but just throw it out there. I am done with all collector's editions of any toy, Pip-Boy, anything stupid. I'm done. I'm done. I like having my little external hard drive under the TV, right next to the console, and
Oh,
nothing
yeah.
else. It is the most clean, nice setup. I'm happy, and I don't want anything
Yeah.
else. I'm good.
But if one came out that had like some cool physical stuff that you actually wanted, and then it had a digital code, you'd probably be more likely to get that than
I'm trying to think of what it would be. It would have to be like
have to be the
it'd
right
have to
thing.
be like
yeah.
a plane.
Crimson
from
Skies.
Crimson Skies.
Yeah,
it'd have to be
exactly.
a plane. Like I would spend like $5,000 on the digital deluxe plane edition, and have an actual plane.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Or an RC plane, an actual plane that actually works.
Mm-hmm.
But like it would have to be insane. Like it can't. I'm sorry, the people that buy the Call of Duty 150 whatever it costs thing every single year, I just don't know how you do it. Where do you put these toys? Why? Do you play with them, or do you just sit there and look at it? Or do they like collect in the junkyard with 150 other million versions of the same thing? I don't know. I'm sorry, my rant. I apologize.
But yeah,
If-
so
If any publisher thinks that I'm going to pay like £90 for like a digital deluxe version with digital extras or something, I'm going to tell you something. You are a fool.
I got the Halo
Okay.
one, digital
If
deluxe.
I would only buy digital deluxe for the season's pass. I wouldn't like them offering me skins or other
Oh yeah,
utter garbage. I
like
just-
the Halo one comes
just
with
would
the
not do.
animated series. So
Yeah,
that's
it.
that's a pretty cool bonus. And then you get a bunch of the requisition packs, which would be kind of nice for what is it Warzone. So
Yeah.
I mean that's a cool little package. So and I'll spend another $20 or $30 for that. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, but also if I buy like a collector's edition, if I buy a collector's edition like at retail, I want it to have physical stuff in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I wanted to have sex toys in it because it'd be amazing.
I want a fleshlight in my
Oh,
collector's
also-
edition.
That
I mean
way,
the Gears.
that way, when the game's broken, it really does fuck me. I want it to fuck me over.
I know. I want my Cortana fleshlight in my Halo package.
That's
Come on.
right. That way, when the servers aren't working,
Okay, we
you
gotta
get
stop.
screwed twice.
Gotta stop.
No,
All right.
How do you guys feel
batteries
about?
not included. It's the second movie. It's a sequel. How do I
How
feel
do you
about
feel
what?
about the Forza Ultimate Edition be including like 5 or 6 days early access or something?
I have
See,
no
this one
issue with that.
This one kind of bugs me actually because I don't want the car pass. I want the VIP, but I don't want the car pass. But I want the 5 days early. And it's like I'm very conflicted on this one, and it kind of annoys me that I have to be conflicted about it.
Well, they're not going to let you piecemeal the collector's editions.
I don't care about getting new cars every month. That's
I
not
understand.
how I feel. But I do care about getting to play it early. So, yeah, that one bugs me.
But I don't think
It's-
the issue is the car packs, Vern. I think he's going after the. Should people be allowed to play it early if they pre-order the Ultimate whatever edition?
Yeah, that's my beef.
No, but your beef is the DLC cars, not the people.
I don't want to have to spend
playing it,
$100 to play it early though,
Yeah.
because I don't care about the cars and stuff. I'd rather be able to spend 80 or something and then get to do it too, because they bundled in the VIP. They should have made the early access with VIP, not with the car pack.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, if I was a big Forza fan, but I either couldn't afford to pay for it or didn't want to pay that much for it, like I probably wouldn't be too happy with it.
I'm just going to throw it out there. No. See, here's the problem. You said if you were a Forza fan. Jason is probably the largest Forza fan I know. And him and all the other Forza fans he talks to are all buying the $100 version. Because if you're that big of a Forza fan, you want all those cars anyway. You want the car packs. So it's not an issue for Forza fans. It's an issue for people like Vern that are just casual racing fans that like Forza, that want to get it early, but they just don't want all this crazy DLC to go with it. Like if you're a Forza fan, you're going all out. You're paying $100 right off the bat.
But what I mean is that it's a slippery slope for other games.
Right. Is the next Halo going to do that too? You know?
Well, seeing as Halo's giving you all the map packs for free that are coming out after.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying locking the. Maybe you have to get the collector's edition and get it 5 days early. You know what I mean?
No, but if you're getting it early, I think it'd be like complaining that it's the same complaint about EA Access. Essentially, it's like those people shouldn't get it early. What if I don't want to buy EA Access? I just want to get the game early.
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't there be an option? It's like, no, it's part of EA Access. It's part of the collector's edition, or whichever.
I do think though, what EA Access should do is make. Like, if you pre-order the game, then let you play it, like, without a trial. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
I don't understand that.
Limit. Yeah.
And, I mean, at least with EA Access, it's one fee for an entire year, and then you get all these early accesses. Like, with Forza, I mean, they're locking it behind a pretty expensive edition. So, I'm not happy about that, like we discussed. But, I mean, I'm not going to start a hashtag movement.
Well, if you were going to pick your battles, that wouldn't be...
it doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to sort of because obviously EA Access is a similar thing, but then.
No, but it's a similar conversation. We're talking about early access to games. You know what? If a developer wants to put early access behind a paywall, they can do it. I don't think it's slippery slope because you know what? You can still get it on the day it releases. It's not like they're going, oh, you know what? If you want to get it day one, you need to buy the luxury edition. That is where it breaks.
Why not let people play it early who go digital and not physical instead? You know, make it.
No, I agree because that would. But
it promotes buying digital and not.
You'd be pissed.
Yeah, you don't want to piss with the retailers. Yeah.
But like I just see it as it's a luxury. So if you're going digital, you pre-order it, you get early access to it.
Yeah.
But if you bought the whatever luxury edition, I keep forgetting what it's called, so I'm just going to call it the luxury edition.
Ultimate.
The Ultimate edition at GameSpot, you don't get no early access. You're still going to pay $100, but you're not going to get to play it until the game comes out that day.
Yeah.
This is only for digital anyway. So it's not just a Ultimate Edition thing. It's a digital Ultimate Edition unlock.
Yeah, you know what else I'm kind of bugged about with this Forza pricing too is with Forza Horizon 2, if you were a VIP for Forza Motorsport 5, you got a discount that kind of carried over to the new game. And they're not doing that for people who are VIPs in Forza Horizon 2 for Forza Motorsport 6. I don't know why they got rid of that all of a sudden. So kind of annoyed by that too. But they got to make their money.
They actually charged. They sent out. I got a press release. Some on the Xbox EU list, and they said, "Oh yeah, the Forza 6 Ultimate Edition in the UK is going to be £76 or something." And you go on the store and it's like 81. So even they got that wrong.
Yeah, but yeah, Forza. I mean, I'm still going to get it, but I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to get that Ultimate Edition yet. So we'll see.
I know I'll have it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you, without a doubt, it'll be there.
But thank you, The Wicked Soul, for writing in. Write us again, and yeah, next time ask a relationship question, like you suggested. You might do that. All right. Next and last letter.
The 3 R's.
We're not going to talk about that. The last letter is from Chaos Dasher, one of our longtime listeners. He says, "Hi, fellas. Wasn't going to send an email today, but I read Vern's plea on Twitter and decided to contribute. Thank you. The gathering of esteemed former and present heads of Xbox and that podcast was great, by the way, got me
Fantastic.
thinking about the following question. Where do you think Xbox would have been if Don Matrick was still in charge? Would backwards compatibility have happened eventually? We know this was one of Phil's first directives, but would Don have pushed for this feature? What are some positives Don brought to the table that have been overlooked by the gaming community? Won't be able to make the chat today, but wanted you all to know last week's chat was great. Keep up the great job. P.S. Sorry to say this, Steve, but Australia is probably going to take the Ashes this year. Also, put some pants on, man. Oh, and almost forgot. How are you doing, Vern? Regards.
How are you doing?
Chaos Dasher. So yeah, we might as well add that segment in. I'm good. Thank you for asking, Chaos Dasher. Dustin didn't even have to ask. I got one of our listeners to ask, and Dustin did ask too, though. So yes.
I just want to say on the cricket front, it's Thursday. Okay, we'll see how this ends on Sunday. Because I tell you what, I'm feeling pretty good. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, let's topple the tough question. What did Don Matrick bring to the table that was on the plus side?
They actually made money
nothing.
out of Don.
Well, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Let's
There you go.
Dollars.
Dollars.
It's unquestionable that he tightened the ship and they made a lot of money, but they made a lot of money at the expense of investing
Hurting the brand.
in brand new core AAA exclusives. I don't think many of their Kinect games had AAA budgets, which is also hurting them now because now they actually don't have that many franchises they can rely on. Kinect made a lot of money and significantly helped extend the life of the Xbox 360, which I largely think it probably would not have done quite the same as it did before. On the other hand, if Don was still in charge today, Xbox wouldn't exist. So
No.
Yeah, it would exist. It would just be like the Wii U, though. I think Generic Dog put it correctly. Don wanted to make Xbox like Steam, which is with Windows 10 integration, and that's the path they're headed down. I mean, it's definitely that was in play when Don was in control. I mean,
Steve Ballmer and Don Matrick were kind of like-minded, I think.
and both of them got fired.
Exactly.
Actually, Steve Ballmer did not get fired.
Yeah, he left.
He retired, and he is still the largest shareholder of Microsoft stock. He's in charge. If Steve Ballmer doesn't see something he likes, he can still go up there and be like, hey, I got more shares than any other person in the world, even Bill Gates, and this is what we're going to do. So,
but back to Don, though. Like, yeah, I mean, Steve's right. He in the short term, he did a great job, but he wasn't very far thinking, or forward thinking, should I say. As far as the maintaining the brand, maintaining the good name of the brand, and he really damaged it. He damaged it a lot, and I think if he were still with the company, Xbox would have been bought by Amazon or something like that. I really think so. I think it. With the Xbox One from a sales point of view would be dead. It would.
I just don't see that recovery coming because I don't think he had the foresight to recover it.
Well, I don't think he knew enough about the hardcore community and what they liked and what they disliked. He was very focused on the casuals, and you can't
at a
sell
$500 machine.
Exactly. You can't. I mean, the Kinect was something that was marketing towards casuals, but casuals aren't going to spend $500. So there's your catch-22. I don't know why he didn't see this, and the reason I don't think he saw it is because he just didn't have that level of communication with the fans. And I'm not going to say he wasn't a gamer because he did have a gaming background. He was a gamer, but somehow he lost it. Yeah, he lost it.
I think he lost sight of what it was. I mean, the thing is, there's a profile that I found. Oh God, I would have to try and find it now. But it was like people talking about Don and his background and how he was at Xbox, and the sort of how he ran things. There's a quote from Phil Spencer in there. This is around the time he left, and they said that Phil Spencer said about Don Matrick that if you want to see the guy light up, take him into a development studio. And I was thinking, wow, is that a Kinect development studio or something? But they also said that you can't sort of fail under him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it failure and you were gone. And the other thing I took from it was that they had a quote from an unnamed ex-Microsoft executive that said that he worked from home and he was considered to be barely around. And whenever he was needed at Redmond, he would get
A private
plane
jet.
over,
Yeah.
get a private jet. So, I mean, the thing is that, you know, look at, like, if the things that Phil Spencer said. I mean, Phil Spencer's, you know, I don't know whether he liked him or I can't say it particularly bothers me, to be honest. But you look at the way that he talks about Xbox and how sort of down people were after the unveil, and sort of the sort of subsequent year where sales weren't too hot and also there's other problems, and you look at how everything's sort of blossomed somewhat since then. How, you know, and Peter Moore said, you know, that they have, you know, if they're going to turn it around, this is how they had to do it. I just don't see where it would have come from. Like, I don't think, you know, they're talking to everyone, and like Aaron Greenberg, who I think is a really nice guy, but, you know, he's made a few mistakes on social media that people like to bring up as memes occasionally. But you look at how he interacts with fans, and I think he's great, and I don't think you would have had that 2 or 3 years ago. Like, and I don't think that it would be the same now if it was. You know, look at Fan Fest, and just they're so focused on the fans. They want them to be happy, and I don't think that back then they actually thought about the fans at all.
No, not at all.
Like, it just wasn't a factor.
And anyone that had that kind of suit quality to them, they're just not. They're not in the conferences. You know, they're not around. You know,
Well,
like,
they're not there anymore. They're not at Microsoft anymore.
well, Yusuf Mehdi's still
I
there.
hate to move us along, but what's the other part? We're at like an hour and 2 minutes, and we haven't even hit news yet. So
That was it.
okay.
That was it.
Was that all the letters, or do we have another letter?
No, we're done with the letters.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as like executives, like we were just pointing out, like Yusuf Mehdi's still there, but they don't like let him even talk to anyone. So
He got a
No, it's
promotion.
like
He isn't really at Xbox anymore.
yeah,
no, he's not Xbox, but it's like he's really good at his job,
yeah,
but fans just aren't fans of him. Like of Xbox, like he's just
The suit.
just you know, he's a suit. He's really good at being a
sometimes
suit.
and sometimes you need a suit.
Sometimes you got to have that suit, and you know what? He's the suit you need because he's good at it. You just got a promotion. Congratulations, you're a suit.
But they've been good with the people that they're focusing on to deliver the information now. I mean, I know like Sony fans like get really annoyed with Aaron Greenberg, but if you throw that out and you really just focus on how good he has been with communicating with fans, he has done an awesome job these
he
last 2
retweets
years.
like all my photos. So
This last
two
year
thumbs up.
especially, like once Phil Spencer took over, Aaron Greenberg went like full force awesome. So they've been really good with that.
Yep. All right. Now,
Great letters. Thank you all for writing.
and please.
So write
Thank
us
you.
again. Letters at xboxuncut.com.
That's right.
On the news front, we do actually have some breaking news from Comic-Con. If you don't mind me
All right. You know what?
going through,
Go
Dustin.
ahead. You
Yeah,
can
let's
go-
start with it.
go-
Let's
go
do it.
Comic-Con. Breaking news.
at
All right.
At the Gears of War panel that Rod is doing, they've announced that from Gears of War Ultimate Edition's release, every Xbox One base console, will come with a copy of Gears of War Ultimate Edition
Starting when?
when it's out, August 25th.
So that's going to be the new bundle, or is that going to be along with other bundled stuff? Confused.
So this is
I
like
would
Master
guess
Chief Collection last year?
along
or
with.
just-
I don't know. I think it will be as well as. So
Okay.
if they do any other, the way that it's been worded is every base Xbox One console.
Wow.
So it sounds like
Buy Xbox. Buy
yes,
it.
that's really good.
All right.
That's really good. So what if they do this Tomb Raider bundle we're talking about that we've always said, hey, watch it. Watch them bundle in Rise of the Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider 2013 for $2.99. What if that comes with Gears as well?
possible.
Whoa, right?
Yeah, and it has the Gears 4 beta as well.
So what we've learned now that is if anyone had any doubt that Microsoft wouldn't take the US this fall, this holiday, that should not even be a question now.
Yeah.
Good luck. Good luck with that. Also,
Yeah.
this means that
Good luck.
download codes are going to
In
be
the
very
US,
cheap.
they'll definitely take it.
No,
Yeah,
he means good luck with anyone like not agreeing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the
Comic-Con.
breaking news.
All right,
Yep.
and I don't
Oh,
give.
PC news on it too. It's gonna run at 4K with an unlocked frame rate.
Are you sure they're not going to like limit it 720p 30? I know how the PC community loves that. They're going to default VSync on, right? Can I talk about that for just a second? I loaded up Minecraft, okay? On PC. Everybody was talking about how amazing it is on PC. And I've played Minecraft on PC before, but I had to do a fresh load the other day. I was like, I'm going to put it on. I want to play it. I know this isn't news. I'm sorry, but I have to talk about this for a second. I turned that game on, clicked it. I got a, I don't have the newest PC. I got an i5. I got a GTX 760 Ti. It's a decent computer. It should be able to play Minecraft with no issues at all. Minecraft generically runs like shit on my PC. It runs bad. Frame rate's kind of because VSync's default. Because what you have to do is you have to go and download Optifine, which is an add-on which fixes all the Java shit. And it's awful on PC. But that's further in the news. We can talk about that in a minute.
Okay, it's on Amazon. It's a bundle for
Yeah.
Gears of War. It is a bundle. So
it sounds like by base console they meant they might have only meant the 500 gig version.
right.
But it sounds like it has replaced, or it will replace Halo at the end of August.
Yes.
Whoa, is Twitch down?
Oh, it just froze. It just froze.
Twitch? No? Twitch is going up and down. We're still recording, just so y'all know. But Twitch is, I'm uploading at 0 kilobytes per second right now. And now I'm back up to 5,000, 8,000.
Okay, so we're good now.
We're about somewhere in there. It's bouncing around, people. This isn't us. This is literally Twitch. It looks like we're still going. We're still good.
Okay.
I think. We'll give it a second for everybody to refresh on Twitch.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, guys. And I know people listen to audio podcasts are like, what the hell are y'all talking about? But, alright, let's continue on, I guess. Let's get right into the news then. Other than Comic-Con, which the only thing I'm waiting for Comic-Con is Saturday. The DC panel happens on Saturday. It's going to be amazing, Vern.
Yeah.
All you're going to see is on Twitter is me writing little things about the Superman trailer that they're going to show off. All right, Batman v Superman is going to be great. I haven't even seen it yet.
And it's already the best movie
And
of
it's
the
the
year.
best movie of all time. It's going to be amazing. I don't even know what the hell it's going to be.
Very excited
I
for
heard
you.
a rumor that Aquaman might be the bad guy. That'd be interesting. It would explain why he's there. But I like it. Make Aquaman the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about it. The Halo Channel app is now available on iOS and Android. So if you have one of those devices, go and watch Halo Sprints. There's a bunch of videos.
Hunt the
on Halo.
Truth.
Hunt the Truth. All that's up there. It's awesome. And now you have it directly on your device so that you could be driving around, not looking at your phone or texting people.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
audio going on.
What, Forward Unto Dawn's on there, right?
Yes.
And so is Nightfall. So
Yep, definitely worth checking out. Halo Channel app, it's great. I love it. And
It's
Hunt
not
the
on-
Truth.
It's not on Windows Phone either, is it?
no, not till later.
Yeah.
They have such confidence in their
Well,
own
no,
platform.
it's once Windows 10 releases
Yeah.
to mobile.
Mm.
But yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's in the news, but they just laid off a ton of people at Windows Mobile. So
Yeah, the old Nokia employees, they got rid of them.
yeah, like what's 7 or 8K, I think.
Yeah, it's
how
around
many.
8,000.
Yeah. So Nokia's dead, which we all knew already, but
Well, the question is what do they do? And I know this isn't Xbox news, but you could figure they're either going to continue to make handsets, because why the hell did they show that awesome presentation at Build that showed them using the new version of their mobile operating system to run Windows on a desktop with your phone, and then like just be able to bounce around everywhere. So I'm guessing that they're getting out of the hardware game for it and are just going to have a crazy partnership with Samsung, where they, every Android handset can have Windows on it.
Or they're going to be really focused with their releases. Maybe just release one phone for each type. Maybe 2 or 3 phones tops.
Yeah.
Which they don't need all those people if they're not making tons of different phones. So
maybe that's what it is.
Windows Mobile is pretty much no one cares.
It's popular in markets that aren't the United States or any major market. It's big in Russia, believe it or not. They have I think it's around 25-30% market share in Russia.
I need a Windows Mobile phone T-shirt that says "I'm big in Russia."
Yeah, I'm big in Russia. But I mean, it's in weird markets. It's just they own 50% of the market in that country. It's it's because they make really cheap phones, and it's just, they sell well. But moving on, Ubisoft's first quarter financial 16 results see a big jump in digital sales. The digital future's here, people. Even Ubisoft is seeing it. Let's see, sales revenue of the quarter down 73.2%, sadly. But
yeah, it did look like the PlayStation 4 sales are way higher in software than Xbox One, though, over 2 to 1.
Well, Xbox One is only matching 360 and PS3.
Yeah, which was kind of surprising. I don't know if that... My guess is a big part of that has to do with the games Sony has marketed, because they marketed Watch Dogs, which was a big mover, so that might be a big part of it.
See, I was just thinking, what did they actually release in the last quarter?
Exactly.
So Q1 would be, so 3 months up to the 30th of June. Did they actually release anything? But
nothing major, no.
I suppose that could be
everything was at the end of last year, so.
Yeah. So, they released Assassin's Creed Chronicles China.
Yeah, no one cares about
it's a system seller. Let's move on. No?
But that's not exactly good news for Microsoft.
No, but at the same time, I would imagine Watch Dogs was one of the biggest movers, so, and that was, what?
This segue I'm about to do. No?
What's your segue? What are you talking about?
The big movers, World of Tanks 2-day beta coming this weekend. It has treads. It's moving on along.
Yeah, that's big for your brother.
No, that's big for most people. It's the biggest console free-to-play game of all time.
I know.
It's a huge game.
But in this room, or in this chat room, or whatever we're going to call it,
in this community,
it's big for your brother, and the rest of us don't really care all that much.
I'm going to play it. I'm excited. I'm going to play it.
Not in 4K.
Not in 4K.
Not in 4K.
Especially not in 4K. But actually, the graphics to this look better than the PC version.
They do.
Yes. Consoles finally have one up on PC players. That's right, people. We're moving on along. But, try it out. You get, all kinds of awesome tanks. So, all players taking part in receiving a premium American Tier 3 M22 Locust Light Tank and the lodging space for it. And if you have it downloaded before the game comes out, you're also getting... Where is it? American Tier 2 T1 E6 X1 Premium Light Tank. The reason these things are important is, even though there's free tanks in this game, a lot of tanks in World of Tanks are $30 for a tank. They're expensive. Unless you play a shitload to unlock them, which you're not. You're going to pay for them with your hard-earned cash. That's how free-to-play games get you guys. But World of Tanks is one of the better games. People love it. And they're giving you 2 tanks, and it's free, so just go ahead and download it. No reason to wait, Just enjoy
I'll give it a shot again. Just my experience with that game was soured because I played it on PC first, and something with my video card, or I don't know, I couldn't see any other tanks. and like it wouldn't render the tanks. It rendered everything but the tanks. It's like, how do I play this game? I can't see anyone. So I kind of went, I hate this game, and now every time I play it, or go to play it, I think of that experience. So I'm gonna try to go in again, with new eyes and clear hearts.
Maybe it'll work. If anybody remembers Tanaris, that was a game. It was awesome. It's a tank
I remember
game.
Tanaris. That was the Sony online entertainment game, right?
I believe so.
It was like the only game besides EverQuest at the
It
time.
didn't use a mouse. You had to use the up, down, left,
Keyboard,
right,
yeah.
and ASWD.
Oh yeah, I
It
remember
was-
that.
it
That was a good game though.
No, it
It was
was
free, too.
Yeah, but that's old school gaming right there. No mouse, people, just keyboard. Online, destroying other tanks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, World of Tanks, check it out. I enjoyed it
Mm-hmm.
on PC, and there's some great YouTube videos for it.
Mm-hmm.
Will you talk about Prototype 1 and 2 coming to Xbox One? No, we will not talk about Prototype 1 and 2.
Well, there's no official announcement, just
Yeah.
some achievements popped up. So looks like a remaster's coming, right?
Yep. Damn
Yep.
it, I didn't want to talk about it, man. Didn't want to talk.
So.
You're screwing me up. All right. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One sales in China are disappointing, according to...
No way.
Yeah. So between the two consoles, it looks like they sold 550,000 units between them. So PC
But if they can
gaming,
only get that 1%, right? If they can only get that 1%.
it's a
Can you
very
imagine if
big
you sold-
1%.
If you sold Xbox Ones to 1% of the Chinese population, PS4 would dead. Dead.
I know, but it's such a goofy thing to say.
Oh,
It's 1% of a market that doesn't want it.
Exactly.
But they're into PC games, but the reason they're into PC games
Piracy.
is because, no, not piracy, is because more than the 1% can buy a PC and play.
That's
They
true.
can go to internet cafes, download some free-to-play games, and play.
Well, now isn't there a big stock market crash in China over the last 3 days? So
Yeah,
that's not going anywhere now.
everybody's like, China's going to take over the world. It's like, yeah,
Nope,
the stock
not anymore.
market is, they're not having a good day.
Yeah,
Not-
a good week. It's been bad.
like,
It's been really bad.
the U.S. stock market went offline because of a computer error, and it was like, yeah, it's kind of... They halted it, and they fixed it, and it went back up. China's like, it's up, it's down, it's up, it's down. It's like, what the fuck's going on?
They've been in bad shape the last few days. So
I wonder if this means that the currency will plummet.
It could, but they're going to be holding on to our debt. Like, thank God we have something.
oh
that's worth
yeah,
something.
exactly.
I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking that it might mean that games on Xbox Live get cheaper if you buy
On the
Hong
China
Kong.
store,
Well, I was thinking Hong Kong.
because they actually have games on the Hong Kong
Well,
store.
The Hong Kong store is just the regular store.
Right.
So if that gets cheaper, then cheap games for everyone.
Yeah, the China store has what, like 10 games or something.
Look, they're pushing the boundaries of Chinese video games. But yep, sadly, there's neither console's doing well in China. Well, I guess. I mean, we don't really know what they expected to sell to begin with. They were kind of like, yeah, we're launching. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, maybe they're hitting expectations.
Yeah, maybe they're like, it's a slow burn. We just need to get that 1%. Just that 1%.
When Halo 5 is localized in Chinese, they're not going to sell to the 1%, they're going to sell to the 2%.
Yeah. Moving along. My favorite story. Minecraft story mode, people.
That looks good.
Looks awesome.
Product not yet rated.
I can't wait. I'm playing the little trailer here. Look at those. Look at the zombies.
It's got a good voice cast too.
A sword?
Even better. You can make your
I
own.
can't
What's his
wait
name?
for this.
Patton Oswalt's playing
Yeah.
the main character. What's her name? They played Ellie in Last of Us. She's doing one.
Laura Johnson? Something Johnson?
Going on.
No, I don't remember.
Is this
But she's in
what I'm
it.
expecting?
And there's some other big names too. And the art style is really cool. It works. It works. So
Yeah.
I think it's got potential, and it can be like they can go anywhere with this. It's almost like working with a new IP in a lot of ways. So,
Yeah, it's a clean slate.
yeah, it could be very creative.
And I
And
mean,
when-
and Minecraft's
when they go-
about creativity, so I mean, it's not like they
Yeah.
have to limit themselves.
And when they go into the Nether Realm at the end, that
Yeah.
looked pretty awesome. It looked pretty cool.
I know y'all can't see it. The people watching can. I had it playing in the back.
Oh, I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm watching it on delay.
But yeah, Minecraft Story Mode looks awesome. I can't wait to play it. But, you know, some people, they just don't have the same love.
No, gets a lot of hate on the hardcore message boards. F them.
Yep, fuck them.
I have faith in Telltale Games.
Yes. Minecraft Windows 10 Edition announced, so they're using the Pocket Edition to come into Windows 10. And so essentially they're going, fuck Java. Let's get rid of it. Let's do something cool.
But the Pocket version now has most of the features that the Xbox One version and PS4 versions have, right?
I believe so. Like I don't think it's feature parity and the worlds aren't as big, but I think it's pretty close.
Uh-huh.
And the PC version won't be limited by what people think of the Pocket Edition.
Right.
Like it's not. Yes, people with the Pocket Edition can jump into it and play with you, but it's not like you're going to have a field of view of what a mobile player is going to have.
Right. It should be a good version still, and it's going to be cheap too. It's $10.
Yeah.
$10. And there was some more news out of Minecon. The Greek pack or whatever it's called. I don't know the name of the whatever that new adventure pack thing that they're releasing is. It's all about like Greek mythology and all that stuff.
Yeah.
What are they donating to the Greece economy?
That would be funny. But Gareth Coker, composer for Ori and the Blind Forest, is writing the music for that. So that's pretty cool news too.
Greece, they're how far are they in debt?
It's like billions, right? 5 billion or something.
If you use the metaphor up to your neck in it,
No.
And
The
then
reason,
add,
there's a
like,
point. It's like 5
three
billion,
different
right?
names.
Yeah, they're asking for a $5 billion loan, I think.
No, but like, what are they in the hole for, like altogether?
Probably more than that if they're asking for that.
So let's say 20 billion.
I don't know.
So no, just throw it out there. 20 billion. Should Microsoft buy Greece? That's my question. Should they buy it? They've been buying everything else. Why
Well,
the
what
hell
does
not?
Greece have to offer? That's the
What?
question.
Microsoft just don't like Europe. They
No,
put
but
their
you could
money.
just buy
They put their money.
Greece.
But
in
they could
Europe.
buy Europe now, or part of it.
They could own part of Europe. Ban
This is-
PlayStations from Greece. Make it an
And have
Xbox
a
only country.
foothold in the Eurozone.
and they still wouldn't buy the PlayStation.
No, actually, Europe might be happy since the Xbox would be
Because
saving
Microsoft would be saving.
they would be saving
Europe.
No, not Europe.
The
but
euro,
the
the
euro
euro,
specifically.
the euro, yeah.
Because right now that's the big issue is that the euro is going down because of Greece.
Right.
So yeah, they could.
So if they bought Greece, in turn fixing the euro and a lot of the economies throughout Europe, people might be pretty happy with
that's
Microsoft.
Mindshare right there. Steve.
Yeah.
Mindshare. Or maybe they give them $20 billion worth of Xbox Ones and they can just shoot the units across Europe. That's how they'll pay for their debt.
In Xbox One.
Yes.
I don't think there will be worth that amount. We got a question in chat.
Yes.
Is Halo 5 running on DX12?
Should be.
I'm pretty sure they said it wasn't.
Yeah.
I think that the DX12 stuff as it is at the moment will be for stuff that works on PC as well.
Fable.
Fable, Killer Instinct will. So anything
Yeah, that's gonna
and
be interesting.
Motiga.
Didn't we talk about this really recently? Do we think that Killer Instinct might get another res bump once it switches to DX12?
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Possibility.
Becomes a universal app and
Mm-hmm.
fucking
Yeah.
whatever.
But like Sea of Thieves, that's definitely going to be a DX12 game. You have to imagine Crackdown will, since it's using the cloud stuff. I think that's part of DX12, isn't it? They're putting cloud stuff directly into it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the only game this year is probably going to be maybe Motiga's game, Gigantic, and then Fable. So.
Yeah, I'm not even sure if Forza's using it. Oh, I guess the other game is Gears of War Ultimate Edition, because Black
Maybe,
Tusk
yeah.
were on the list of DX12 companies, and I suspect that it will be Windows 10 only.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling Forza is, though, since they were kind of pioneering DX12 for the last.
I don't think they'll
year and a half
tell
years.
us. I think we won't
Yeah.
know. Or, I just.
No, I completely agree. I don't think they're gonna because it's not a Windows 10 game. They're not gonna go, oh yeah, it's DX12.
Right.
Like
There's no reason.
Yeah. There's, except for the 20 fanboys on a website that would yell about it, there's no marketing plus side to it. It's just kind of yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think because it's still sort of in development technology. I mean, I assume it's close. If they had any last minute problems with DX12 or something, you could delay Fable and you could delay Gigantic, but Microsoft are not going to delay Halo. So
No.
it seems like one of those tech things that let's not overcomplicate it here. They've got an engine that's built for Xbox One. They know the platform. They'll have all the technical people that they could possibly wish for, and then probably another 50 or something to help them get it working on Xbox One.
I think there's
So
one
probably
other angle to look at it is Halo's been in development for a long time. Halo 5. It's
3 years, yeah.
Yeah, they said they started directly after Halo 4, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or even a little before. It's been a long time. While Forza is kind of done in a year and a half. It's done very quickly in comparison to Halo. Halo almost has twice the development time. So it'd make more sense for Forza to be a DX12 game and Halo not to touch it at all.
Yeah.
Especially with the amount of content in that game, and what they've been doing with it.
Yeah. Do we have any more news?
No, that's it for news. That's it.
Well, Cuphead had a live stream today. Learned a few details of that I didn't know about. I mean, maybe I'm sure it was shown in previous gameplay videos, but I didn't realize the additional moves that are in the game. You have your regular jumping and shooting, but you also have parrying. I didn't even know about this, where if something in the level is pink and comes your way, you can press a button to parry off of it and shoot this big bolt of whatever at it to attack, which was kind of cool. And they also added dashing into the game, so you can dash. But one of the cool little things we found out today is that all the music is being re-recorded with a live big band for the final release. So I think that's pretty awesome. The soundtrack's probably going to be great because of that. I mean, we've already heard the music was pretty good from the trailers we've seen, so that's pretty exciting, I think.
I agree. All right. Game releases. What's coming out?
We have a ginormagantuan week for releases. It's a
Really?
special week. He requires a special word. Okay, so on the store this evening is Spectra 8-Bit Racing by Gateway Interactive. I think, as I mentioned last week, sort of like a score time attack sort of futuristic racing game. Quite nice sort of, I don't know how to describe it, sort of retro, also futuristic art style. That is $7.49 on the store, so that's out now. Okay, then we have So Many Me will be on the store next week. That's the
Free game, yeah.
The free game, Games with Gold, for Xbox One. No Time to Explain, which has already got a preload and trial on the current Xbox One store, which is like it's a platformer. So it's a remake of No Time to Explain, the original release. Fight monsters and do sort of
The
platforming
movement mechanics are interesting. Like,
stuff.
yeah, like from the 2 levels I played, there's one where you shoot like a beam, and the power of that beam like propels you, away from where you direct it. So kind of works like a jet propulsion, to move around. And it's a constant stream, so you hold it down to, go higher or to move more to the right or left. And then the second like thing they added was like an actual like rocket pack that just shoots a single blast, and you have to kind of think of geometry and physics to kind of figure out if you aim in this direction, it will throw you through to this area. So the gameplay mechanics were actually pretty fun, but I don't want to spend the money on it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be $15.
Yeah.
So that's out 17th. So that should be a week today. What else have we got? Okay, there's Slash Dash, which is by Nevernaut. So it's a competitive local multiplayer showdown. Fight against foes, team up with friends, and capture the flag. It's just like a good sort of party game, and there's sort of tournaments and that sort of thing. 2 to 4 players. The art style's quite nice. Yeah, it looks quite interesting. We also have Trials Fusion, awesome level max edition that was announced at E3. So that's obviously the levels that had the unicorn and all that sort of stuff. And there's also the Fall, which is it's sort of it's a like for swap. It looks very but I think
Quick
there's
question: was that just me, or is Steve?
No, his upload. Something's going on with it.
All right. Steve, I'm gonna tell you what I told Devin Eric all those times ago. Go get a thing, a floss, and a Dixie cup, and we'll talk to you in a minute. Just put it right in the USB port.
I can kick him out and get him right back in.
Yeah,
and see if that
Let's
helps.
see if that fixes it. Because I really didn't hear the last 30 seconds what you said.
Yeah, same.
It was just like, but all right, yeah, Steve, I agree wholeheartedly.
All right.
Hello.
All right, he's back now.
Hello.
Sorry, where was I at?
About 30 seconds ago, we lost you.
Yeah, and you're still having upload issues or something. So, gotta stop downloading all that porn.
Yeah.
Who downloads porn? So you stream it.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
this ain't working.
Let's give him a minute. We'll just ignore him like we normally do, and hopefully it fixes in a minute or two.
Yeah.
That's game releases, people.
We haven't done all of them though. It's not game releases.
Games come out.
We have like 4 or 5 more, I think.
Steve,
We can always talk about what have you been playing, Dustin?
what have I been playing? I don't think we should go there. I need to know how you're doing, Vern.
But we already did that.
I know, but we have to always have 2 segments now. I don't want you to get depressed if we do it too early in the show.
Okay. Well, I'm good. I'm halfway through wearing this orthotic.
Okay.
Yesterday was 7 weeks, so I got 7 more.
7 more to go.
Yeah.
Just like
Then
the
we'll-
amount of time Greece has to save its country. But
7 days, 7 weeks, 7 hours.
weeks. Who knows?
Yeah.
It's going to be a 7, though.
Uh-huh.
But what have I been playing? I played a lot of Elite Dangerous, which I like.
Tell us about Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous is an interesting game. It's complex. It's one of those games where it reminds me of an old PC game, like where it doesn't teach you 100% how to play. It's just kind of like, here you go, and if you want to know how to talk and get missions. We're not really going to explain any of that, but just go in that dock, enjoy that. But once you figure out what you're doing and what you're supposed to, well, no, I guess not what you're supposed to be doing, because you could do kind of whatever you want. You could be a raider or a pirate or just a space trucker, which, everybody knows on Xbox Live that I was a space trucker.
Right.
And there's one add-on that I've been requesting. For the love of God, please add a Winnebago to that game.
I know,
wings.
man.
I want the Spaceballs add-on pack. It has to be done. It's just, it has to be done. It's part of space travel, and it deserves its place in Elite Dangerous. A flying Winnebago.
We need to GoFundMe so we can rent a Winnebago.
Yes.
And I'll drive to E3
That's correct.
from east to west.
Vern is going to fly to Virginia to drive to the West Coast. It's going to be great.
It'd be amazing. It would be really great.
Because what is that? It's probably
like 2,000 miles,
3
3,000 miles
for you to get here. Because I'm in Virginia, so that's probably about 3 hours, 3 hours on a flight.
It would take 2 days pretty much nonstop, though, to get from Virginia to
California. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually a 3-day drive, but if we were just going.
Some people sleeping and another person, driving. Yeah.
Vern, you turn left at Albuquerque? No, fuck. Steve, are you back?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, good.
All right, we're
Do
done
we
with
finish
Steve.
releases?
Let's talk about Elite Dangerous some more.
Okay.
Space pirates. They're worth a lot of money. You go after them, you get bigger guns, and you kill them.
Are these like other players?
Yes, other players. So
Okay.
Elite Dangerous works in instances. So even though it's 16 players, it's more. It's because you bounce out of instances. Like, let's say if I'm playing and I go into a solar system out of hyperspace and I drop down, I'm going to be in an instance with you, and we'll be in this little level. But once we go into hyperspace, then we're in another instance in the hyperspace area. So we'll be fighting different people there, and then we'll go out of hyperspace and we're in another instance. So
it's a shared world like
Yeah.
Destiny.
So you're continuously moving through instances, nonstop, and you're doing it so much and so fast. It's not like Destiny, because Destiny, it's we're gonna go to the instance and we're gonna be here for a while. Well,
Right.
that you're like bouncing quickly, so it feels bigger. Like
Right.
I'm not saying it's
But-
different. It just feels.
But as
bigger.
far as the servers work, it's similar.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yeah.
And there's no.
It's a shared
like,
world,
You don't
not
have to
an
sit
MMO.
there and go, oh, let's watch the spaceship fly to the planet for the next 30 seconds. Like, it's
You just fly it.
instantaneous. Yeah,
Right.
it's there. But it's cool. I really like it, and I like how fast the instances go into one another. There is no wait time. You're just there.
Right.
And it's awesome. It's
So
really
we- so we-
enjoyable.
So we just need a real campaign or story mode, and then this game's gonna be badass. you're
Yeah,
saying.
I think with a great story, you could really fix the issues I have with it. Like I said, it doesn't really tell you how to play it too much. Yes, it tells you, yes, this is how you shoot and lock on. But it doesn't go, oh, if you go into this setting and you do this, this is how you're going to get missions, and this is how you're going to do this. You need that Cortana character in it.
You want a Crimson Skies version of this, then, right?
Kind of. I mean, if it's Crimson Skies, it's like this. Yes, fucking take my money. Like this, it'd be instant. I don't need any convincing. I'll just do it. Just take my money. The only issue with this game is especially the early ships turn very slow.
Yeah.
So it's something you're gonna want to save up about 80 grand and buy another one, which doesn't take you a lot of time. Just transport some slaves and you'll make your money. I know it's terrible, but that's how I made my money.
Hey man,
Slave
gotta do
trade.
what you gotta do.
But yes, I really do enjoy Elite Dangerous. I think for $30 it's well worth it. Yes, it is definitely a in-game preview. It is definitely not ready for prime time play. But knowing what it is going into it, it's worth it.
Right. And you'll end up saving money because the game's probably going to be more expensive when it
Yeah,
comes
probably
out.
about
So.
$50. Like for their vision, I think 50 would be a good price. I don't think it's a $60 title though. From what's there now, if it was just more
Yeah.
refined and had a little bit more on it, $50 would be fair. But they just need to flesh it out a little bit more, you know. But I think
All right, cool.
I think it has a lot of
Potential.
Yeah, potential.
Yeah. So, Steve.
Yep.
What else do we need to talk about release-wise?
So I mentioned the Fall, which is like the swapper, only you have an actual gun that you shoot people with. So that's out next week. I think that's $10. So that looks really interesting.
This is like the only. There's only one episode for the game right now, right? Aren't they planning on making additional episodes or something with the Fall?
I am not sure. You may be correct.
Yeah.
I'm just on the Steam page and it
Right.
seems.
Well, you don't. There's
complete.
no season pass to buy or anything. I'm just saying they're planning.
Oh no, it does say experience the first story in a mind-bending trilogy.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go. Part 1. Okay, then there's Rory McIlroy PGA Tour Golf, the same Rory McIlroy that ruptured an ankle ligament playing football with friends. The golf game is out and it's on EA Access trial and apparently looks like an Xbox 360 game, an early Xbox 360 game.
It's not great looking. I did play it a little bit. I mean,
Did you enjoy it?
you know, it's a golf game. It's fun to play, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't buy it, but
EA Access it.
yeah, exactly. When it's available on EA Access, I might play the career mode some because it's kind of fun. But the career mode options were really sparse. Like, there are just not many faces you can choose. So you really can't create a player that looks anything like you, and it doesn't have the import feature like FIFA has. You know, how FIFA you can take pictures of your profile and your front and then put it on your player and all that stuff. Can't do that in this, so that was kind of a bummer. There's like 3 different control schemes. You know, you have a more simulation one, a casual one, and then something in between. But yeah, graphics are pretty weak. They're not so bad once it actually zooms in, you know, but when they're doing like the flyovers and things like that, there's just aliasing everywhere. It's not all that good. It doesn't look good. No. But yeah, so that's coming out. But you can try it for free. Well, not free, but you can try a trial if you have EA Access. So.
And the final release is Formula One is out this week in Europe. So, but it's out on the 21st of July in America. So that was the other final release. So it's a big week, and obviously with the World of Tanks beta, there's lots and lots to play. There's a ton of other stuff coming out, like indie wise. They're released in July, so there should be something for everyone.
Well, it's a good time to release all those indie games because there's not a lot of AAA games coming out. Things won't get lost. So if you got a good indie game that needs to sell, is the time. So.
Yep. All right. Is that for releases? I take it, and we can move.
Yes.
On to...
Yep.
Vern, what have you been playing?
Well, I did talk about golf, but besides that, I've put a lot of time into Far Cry 4, more than like 3 or 4 hours like last time. I'm closer to, I want to say closer to 30 hours into it, maybe 25, 30 hours into it. That game is fun, man. I really like it. I like it a lot. I think the characters have gotten a little more interesting as I've gone along farther into the game. So, I mean, it still doesn't seem to be as strong as like the beginning of Far Cry 3, which I hear, really gets shitty after a while. But it's good enough. And the world is just really, really fun to explore. I love finding all the little caves and, swimming down into the lakes and finding all the treasure. And I have a lot of fun with the grappling hook It's really cool the way they do it. It isn't like you can just grab onto everything at any time. It's just like if you're near a cliff and you see an area where it looks like you can use it, then you just use it there. But it's just a really good game, and it surprised me. I mean, I thought I would end up liking it, but not as much as I have been. I'm not a huge open world fan, but I still like them. Um, but this one has me wanting to explore a lot more than recent games I've played. I do think some of the weapons are kind of like there's only really one machine gun I even really want to use, so I kind of wish there were a few more I could try out and actually like to use. The sidearm grenade launcher is just completely OP. I mean, that's just ridiculous that, instead of pulling out a little pistol, you can pull out a fucking grenade launcher. Um, but I still use it, and it's fun. It's really fun to take out like helicopters with weapons like that. So um, I think the side quests are not so good. That's my only beef with the game.
Have you? What did you think of the Shangri-La missions?
I've only played 2 so far, and I don't like them.
No,
I
I
know,
hate them with a passion.
yeah, I know some people like them, but the 2 I've played so far, the first one was very limiting as far as the type of things you can do. As far as killing is concerned, you just had your tiger and the dagger, and that's it. And then the second one was just like an LSD tripping movie section, which I was kind of about. Performance isn't very good in those sections too. The frame rate tanks. So yeah, not a big fan of the Shangri-La stuff.
And what do you think of the Yogi and Reggie missions? Which is sort of similar, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Well, they're part of the Shangri-La, I think, in one of them.
I think they do
They kind of cross over.
diverge.
Yeah, they kind of cross over, but they're okay. I like the Herc stuff. This Herc's funny.
Mm.
The Longulus, is that his name?
Yeah.
His are fine. I think the stuff that actually takes place in the shit. I can't think of the name of the more mountainous regions.
Himalayas?
Himalayas, yeah. I think those parts are pretty cool. I mean, they're not part of the open world, but they're fun missions. They look good and they have cool elements to them as far as with the weather's concerned, and throwing some wildlife in there and stealth sections and all that. I'm actually having fun with the stealth in this game. It's pretty cool. And then it's also fun because, like, if you do blow your stealth, you can still go all guns out and still win. So I like games like that.
So if
But-
you were going to give it a rating, what would you give it?
I mean, I'm not done with it yet, but it's a solid 8.5 right now.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a great game.
Yeah, it's just,
Right, yeah.
like a really solid 8.5. It's not a 9 because it doesn't have, it's missing something. As far as the world building and the characters are concerned, it's just missing something. But the core like gameplay and basic game design is very, very good. It's definitely one of the better Ubisoft games I've played.
And it wasn't broken.
No, it runs really well on Xbox One except for the Shangri-La sections. It looks gorgeous too. It looks really good. So, yeah. I mean, I'd go for it. I mean, we didn't really talk about it, but the Ultimate Game Sale started. And there's a ton of games on sale right now until Tuesday, I think is when it ends, right? Or Monday night.
Yeah.
And Far Cry 4 is one of the games on sale for like half off. So I picked that up. There's a bunch of games on sale. Diablo would be a good time to pick that up as well. Diablo 3 has got a good price on it.
And it's getting an expansion soon.
Is it?
Yeah, they're adding more content to the Reaper of Souls.
But it's not a separate expansion to buy. It's just
No,
free
that's what I
content.
mean.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
there's going to be more content,
Right.
but it's going to be more levels for people that have already maxed out everything, and it's going to be more difficulty levels, I should say, and it's going to be a whole new zone, which is awesome. Which, I mean, that's huge by itself. Like, you don't need new characters to make a whole new zone in Diablo feel amazing.
Yeah. But,
I just don't know where you go with it. Like, maybe you go...
The big games, though, for the Ultimate Game Sale, Ori and the Blind Forest is $5 off. It's at $14.99. And it's not a great sale price, but it's a great game. So if you haven't picked that up, definitely pick that up.
If you want Ori, wait a week and buy it for $20. Give them all your money.
Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, I agree with that. Other highlights on the sale. Like I said, the Far Cry 60% off actually. Far Cry 4, so that's a good price. Scream Rides half off. Sleeping Dogs half off. The probably the best value would be the Lego Batman 3 Beyond Gotham Deluxe Edition. That's 75% off. So I think it's like $13.79 or something like that. That's a really good price instead of paying $60. So Telltale Games Collection for achievement hunters. That's you. What's it? Wicked Soul. That's for you, Wicked Soul. And the other big one I'd say is Killer Instinct Complete Collection. That is 60% off. So if you like fighting games and you haven't played this game yet, get it now. That's definitely worth it.
So is that $32?
I think so, yeah. But that's the ultimate one. That's both seasons with everything. So the only thing you won't have is Shadow Jago.
Yeah. It's a shame I'm not a fighting game fan, otherwise that would be tempting.
But I'd say those are the highlights. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff on sale, so check it out. Yeah, those are the big ones. Oh,
All right.
360 stuff too. Mass Effect is really cheap. So
Yes.
if you want to try the backwards
It's like
compatibility, grab that.
£3 or something.
Yeah, in the US it's $374. Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 are really cheap as well, and I'm assuming those games will be backwards compatible in the future. So
They'll be in the vault.
yeah, that's the thing. That's why I'm gonna wait. I think for any EA games, because I have a feeling we're gonna see those games in the vault and EA Access. And then Fable Trilogy is 75% off for all 3 Fable games, and you know those will be backwards compatible eventually too. So that's a good deal.
All right, Steve, what have you been playing?
Pretty much exclusively Batman. Side helpings of cricket and football, but Batman's the thing I've been playing. I'm very annoyed with it actually. It's I don't want to say like it's not bad. It's it's good. It's not that good.
Is it the game you want, not the game you need, or is it the game you need?
I don't know. It was just a game that happened to come out in June, and there was nothing else. But I don't know. So I got to the end, okay, and that's my thing for games, sort of like that. I had fun, I enjoyed it, but I like to I wanted to do the story and sort of finish the trilogy and that sort of stuff. But the problem is once you complete the story, as it were, you haven't completed the story. You have to do all the side missions. Like I don't want to spoil anything, but this is sort of known. You have to do the side missions to trigger the actual ending, and that's not a problem in itself. But the problem is that there are 243 Riddler trophies, and you have to get every single one of them towards triggering the ending. And it's like even if you like going through and collecting them, like you're not going to get 243. You'll get like at most you'll probably get about half. And you have to sort of interrogate certain sort of thugs. They glow green and you have to chase them down and interrogate them to give you their locations and that sort of thing. And it's just like the reason I'm doing it is because I don't feel like I've finished the game if I don't get the ending. Like that's what bugs me. I don't care about achievements. I don't care about anything else other than the fact that I bought the game to play it and finish it, and I was happy that I finished Arkham City, and all I did was the story. But I don't feel like I finished the story because I haven't. So now I kind of feel sort of, I could go on YouTube, but considering that it seems to be such a substantial part of the ending, I would just feel like I just hadn't completed it. And I feel really pissed off that they're then forcing me to do all this side stuff, and so much of it's repetitive. Like the different trophies, some of them are quite fun, different puzzles and that sort of thing. But like, there's so many watchtowers, and they kind of, they give you like so many to do in the game, and then once you get to a certain point in the game, they go, oh, by the way, here's like another sort of 10 watchtowers that you have to liberate, and then there's also militia hideouts that you have to liberate, and there's also like bombs. Just sort of, like I don't quite know how many of those you specifically have to do, but it's just so, and it just seems like fluff and unnecessary. And it's like there's such a problem in the industry of people finishing games, and then you go and do something as bloody ridiculous as that. It's like it's getting to the stage now where I'm going to do it so
One
that I can
saint
just turn around and
says
say I've
Angela-
finished it.
One saint says, I think you just need to capture 4 Gotham's Most Wanted, and then you trigger the Nightfall Protocol. And you don't have to get all the trophies.
You have to do. Don't you have to do 7, and one of them is completing them so that you can get Riddler. Like as far as I.
You do well. It's a delay, so.
Yeah, that's because I was talking to a friend, and that's how he, and it does say you have to capture 7 of them, and it's to do with the Riddler trophies. But it just seems like such a.
Sure.
I think he might have basically. But the thing is, he might have only had 4 because he got 3 of them whilst he was in process of doing the game. Whereas I kind of like I sort of I did some of it, but it was the sort of thing where by the time I got to the end, I'd done sort of quite a few of each, but not all of them, and I'd sort of left the trophies. But either way, it just seems like such a stupid thing to do. To tie it behind, but even to tie it behind, because the other side missions aren't, they're not short. So even if it wasn't, I think it just, I don't know, it just seems like they've sort of fluffed it and it's irritated me. But for what it was, I didn't even have too much of a problem with the Batmobile. Like a lot of people sort of hate it, and I don't hate it, but I just think like so you fight against these Cobra tanks, but the problem is that you can't kill them from the front or from the sides. You have to sneak up behind them and then wait for it to sort of lock onto it, and then you have to shoot it very specifically, and and you can get like an upgrade that helps sort of lure them into position and that sort of thing. But like when you have to fight like 5 or 6 of them, and it's like and they shoot you sort of 2 or 3 times, and the Batmobile blows up, and and even if you get the upgrades, it still doesn't, its armor isn't that good against the Cobras. It just seems like one of those things that just makes you think, oh man, that's just such a stupid decision. But apart from that, it's fun. I do like the city. I do really like the destruction, like how sort of destructible the environments are. Like if you're in the Batmobile, like you can just roam around and destroy stuff. It is quite satisfying.
Because that's what Batman does. He roams around and destroys stuff. He's,
Yeah, exactly.
It's totally a character.
Exactly. But I've done a quite good job with that. But it's all right. It's quite. I'll finish it and probably never touch a Batman game after that. But I haven't got much else to play at the moment, so I think I might go and play Fallout 3 after. So since how I haven't got anything else that I want to play, I don't mind too much getting it all done.
All right.
Well, there's only one other thing I wanted to talk about. Is I played some Battlefield 4, and I liked it. The dicks are gone for the match I played. It seems like the community has dried out enough that all the pro players that were insanely good at it, that were headshotting you once you spawned, have moved on. So, if you want to play Battlefield 4, this is the time to do it.
That's good.
I had a lot of fun playing it. There were still good players in the match. Not all the pro players are gone, but you know what I mean. Like it was,
and it's ugly.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up. Just doesn't hold up. And I'm not talking about the resolution. It's just like you would end up, and you would get like a helicopter, and you get to the very top, and the whole map turns white because they're not loading the textures for the ground anymore. And it's just like, yeah, that's Fog of War. Like,
that's a launch title.
Yeah, it just doesn't hold up.
It's like going back and playing Perfect Dark Zero in backwards compatibility. You're like, man, this game was ugly. Same kind of thing.
All right, we got a question from chat. What's your thoughts on DRM? I think it's amazing, and it's the future of all games, no matter on the platform you play on.
I think he wrote Dr. M.
Dr. M.
I think it's Dr. M.
What's Dr. M?
I don't know, but it looks like Dr. M and not DRM because the R is lowercase.
But he spelled
So-
what's with WTS.
Yeah, I'm just joking around.
Yeah.
It probably is real DRM, digital
But,
rights management.
DRM, if you use Steam, guess what? You're using DRM through
It
Valve.
means you love it. Hey, if you play a game on disc, guess what?
You're using DRM.
It's the disc. That's the key.
It's
So yeah,
DRM's everywhere, and it's not
Dr.
going
Mario.
anywhere.
It's Dr. Mario. I love Dr. Mario. Yeah, I know that music.
DRM is what he's saying.
Oh, darn it. Okay.
But I want to finish up on this Dr. Mario discussion. Dr. Mario is
Puyo Puyo, right?
Nintendo's dead. All right, it's dead to me. I sold my Wii U. I don't know if I talked about it on the podcast yet. I sold it after that E3 conference. I couldn't do it no more, or the Direct. I was like, I'm out. I got $200 for 2 Pro controllers, a Wii U, and a couple games.
That's
And
good.
it was like, high five. It didn't lose its value yet. Thank you so much, Nintendo, for not lowering the price of your console. Because you made reselling very easy for me.
And
That is
therefore letting it die.
Yeah,
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah, bingo. But
Oh,
thank
and
you so much for keeping it at such a high price.
Steve wanted to talk about one more thing.
Steve, you
What's
got
that?
one more thing?
Yeah.
Is that the Shenmue
He wants to
thing?
talk about Shenmue.
Steve,
Can I complain about 2 more things?
those things, but end with
Both
Shenmue.
Kickstarters?
Well, the other one's Hitman.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to talk about the new concept game.
Oh, no, I don't care about that.
That Kickstarter, yeah. Okay. No one cares about it.
So we talked about Shenmue last week. Okay, and since then they've added more rewards, and one of them was an $80 tier. So obviously you get either digital or physical copy, but it also says S3 World Telecom, again international phone card in-game item to call Nozomi. I'm going to destroy these pronunciations. Guizhang Chen, Ine-san, Joy, Fuku-san, or other characters from Shenmue 1 and 2. This item will unlock phone conversations and flashback scenes available only to Kickstarter backers. Keep your friends close with the S3 World Telecom, right? And that is $80.
Yep, I'm pretty upset about this too.
Okay, so the thing is, right, is I was looking at this actually. I looked at the Kickstarter, and of the physical pledges, okay, 7,500 to PS4, just under 7.5, and 4,000 to PC. I wonder if all of these people that are telling me that it's perfectly fine, how many of those people actually played a freaking Shenmue game before?
Probably not.
Because
I played
because-
Shenmue game before. I played it for about 30 minutes, and I can tell you this is perfectly fine.
you're a bad man, Dustin.
No, that's
I'll
bad.
tell you that. But that is ridiculous. Okay, and I'm pissed off. And the reason I'm not. The thing is, if it was like $5, maybe $10, right, and I could add that to my digital copy,
That wouldn't bother you, yeah.
I probably for $5 or $10 would be like, because things I had actually been thinking of upping my pledge. I don't want a physical copy, so I'm not going to go 60. But
Right.
But what annoys me, right, is that they say to me that they're the ones that set the price. So they said to me, Steve, you want a copy of Shenmue 3, you pay me $29 for a digital copy. If that's all you want, that's all you pay. So that's all I'm going to pay. Because with Kickstarters, I don't care about all the other crap. I'm not going to put hundreds of dollars into them. I'll pay for whatever it is the base version is. That's what I want. Okay?
But now they're locking content.
But now they're locking content $80, right, which requires a $51 increase, which is almost tripling my pledge, right? I don't pay $80 for any damn video game. Not a single video, unless it's the very limited amount of special editions, and that's like once every 3 years. Okay? It is a fucking joke. I'm so pissed off. I can't believe they've been so stupid. Really cannot believe they've been so stupid. I just think this is actually a good idea. Like, what the hell are they thinking?
It's
Wait,
stupid because
Steve,
it should
I gotta
have been a
ask.
stretch goal and not a rewards tier. That's
So-
the issue with it.
You're telling me a game that we don't know if it's a Flash game or not yet has an $80 version?
It's not a Flash game. It's using Unreal
We
Engine
have
4.
no idea what this game is.
It's not Flash
It
though.
could be a Flash
We-
game.
No, it's Unreal Engine 4. It's not Flash.
It could be a select and click whatever adventure game where you just tap on the screen.
No, it
Could
has
be.
fighting in it. No, it has a battle system in it.
so it could be a side scroller.
No, it's
Click the
3D.
select.
I think
There are
I've only
3D
played-
side scrollers.
We have played
There are
Shenmue
3D
1 and 2.
side-scrollers.
Therefore, we have an idea of what Shenmue 3 may be.
What it may be, but we don't know what it is. And
The
when
thing
you
is, like-
ask somebody to pay $80 fucking for your game to get everything,
No, you don't get everything. They're locking an actual
behind
scroll.
Red Bull,
No, a scroll to give you another like fighting move or something is behind like an $800 tier or something like that, right? Or 120, I don't remember. It's really high. And that's content too, but that one doesn't bother me as much. That's like one little move, I can handle that. But this $80 one, it's conversations with characters from the previous games that you want to know, hey, what are they up to? And that they're completely cutting it. And it's kind of like saying, oh, you're not a hardcore enough fan, therefore you can't have this content.
I did get told on NeoGAF that because I've only backed it for $29, I clearly only have vague support and interest.
Exactly, I saw that.
It's not because they're asking me to pre-order something that they have completely unexplained quite what sort of game I should expect. They offer something that gives me no confidence in the products that I'm going to get. They're the ones that set the $29 price. I didn't set that. It's not. This isn't a. You can have a free copy of Shenmue. How much do you want to pay me, Steve?
no, wait a second, Steve. Why didn't you put down, what was it, the $5,000 to get the jacket?
It was 10 grand, right?
The $10,000. Why didn't you put the $10,000 down to get the jacket? Because
Because
you
I clearly-
are
I have
not
vague
dedicated
interest
enough. You
for-
just have vague interest. Yeah.
I tell you, it's funny because I see all these people saying that it's okay. How many of them actually contributed money to Shenmue 1 and 2? How many of them did
Probably
their
didn't.
bit?
I
back
think
when
I
when
think
it
the Sony
existed?
Defense Force has moved over to the Shenmue Defense Force. Is what it comes down to. It's becoming a console wars thing, and that's really annoying.
And you say anything bad in the Shenmue thread on Gaff. So I don't mean to keep bringing up Gaff, but it's a general thing I see all over the internet, not just Gaff, Twitter, anywhere else. Okay, you say something bad, and you get I don't know how to phrase this. You get mugged.
Yeah.
They will take the shirt off your back and the jeans off your trousers, and they will sell it and they will put it towards this $80.
But the thing is, it's not hardcore Shenmue fans who are mugging people. It's Sony fans. It feels like a console thing and not necessarily a fan thing, like a Shenmue fan thing. That's what's kind of weird about the whole thing. And like you said, how many of those people actually played the games? Not many, probably.
So the thing is that to them, phoning these people doesn't mean anything.
No, but to you
So-
and me, it does.
Yeah, and it's like the thing is, it's not the end of the world, but I'm not happy at them because the thing is that we talked earlier. I said something about a slippery slope. This is a slippery slope because the thing is that I think that they're up to almost $4.6 million. That's not $5 million. That's not $10 million. If they start getting desperate and start upping these pledges, like. This thing isn't getting funded because there are new people funding it. This thing is getting funded because
They're
the people
gouging.
that are there is the people that are there are throwing their life savings into it. Okay, yes, there are 52,300 people that are backers. Right, the first Shenmue sold 1.2 million copies. Where are the rest of them? It's
Yeah.
and the
And
thing is that if you're offering toys and all this other stuff, I don't care. But what I do care is that you're affecting the game I'm going to get.
Mhm.
And I'll be honest, I sent them an email. I said I'm not happy with this. I said I can't believe that you do something so utterly reckless for a game about the story. I was polite about it. I wish them.
Well,
luck
making
on
it a
it,
console
but-
exclusive in the first place was reckless. So anything
But-
from there
but
on,
the thing it's a difficult one. I mean, it seems very easy, but on
Look,
the other hand, is what Sony's offering
it's
worth
time to
more than
pull
they could
support.
potentially get on Kickstarter?
Time to pull support. Time to take your pledge back.
no, I
Steve?
want to play it.
Steve, no,
I-
it doesn't
I-
mean it
I was-
won't play it. It just won't have your $12 or $29 of bullshit Kickstarter money.
I was tempted,
Me
but
too.
the problem is, I want the game. I want to help it succeed. This is why I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed because I want it to succeed, and every time I look at this thing, and I'm desperately hoping that I'll wake up or something, and then I check it, and it's like $10 million or something.
I want this to succeed,
just-
and I'm giving you free will and to show that you can fuck me in the ass. as much as you want to make this happen. That's what you're saying. You
Well, no, I mean
whatever
he's
it
not.
takes.
He's not kicking up for that $80 thing, you know. And I'm not.
I'm not.
So
I'm not going to give in
yeah.
because that's what they've decided.
But yeah,
See,
it's kind of a bummer. And as far as the slippery slope, it started before this. Bloodstained actually locked an entire boss behind a pledge amount.
I mean, that's also ridiculous, especially as that game has very specifically another financial backer, like someone who seems to be offering more than whatever it is Sony are offering.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's up to Iga and however you pronounce it and what he wants to do. Like it's shitty, but I didn't back Bloodstained. So, you know, but this is a game I've been waiting for. Talk about all this 14-year stuff. I've waited 14 years, and you're making me cough up $80. I don't like it. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it makes sense. And I've seen people defending it. And if you're defending it, I'm sorry. I think you're wrong.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
I think you're pathetic.
And I mean, unless anybody else has things to talk about Shenmue, I wanted to bring up the new Hitman as well.
Oh man, I know. This is
So this is a series that I love. I do. I put up with Absolution. I actually didn't hate it that much. It looks fantastic graphically. I can deal with it. They announced this digital first launch E3, okay, which they kind of glossed over because they were never going to detail it, okay. But you read they did a new Q&A this week. I say new. I should use quotes because it's not actually new. They haven't said anything that they haven't already said before. They've just said it again. They say that they talk about how it's not a finished product. Okay, you are not getting the entire game because the physical final release is coming out in 2016. The initial release is coming out 8th of December. Okay, so it's not finished. Okay, but it's not. And what they want you to do is they want you to somewhat help shape development. So your feedback will help them make gameplay balancing changes and feedback and stuff. So basically, it's an early access game. But no, they're saying it's not early access. They're early access oftenly refers to games that are unfinished and unpolished. I'm sorry, you can put whatever you think early access means. That doesn't make it true. I play early access games on PC. I wouldn't have said they're not perfect, okay, but I'll be honest, I think that I've played early access games that are more polished than some of the AAA games we get out. I really do. Because I play them regularly, and I honestly think some of them are more polished. But they've said it. But they originally said it wasn't episodic, okay. But now they've said, if you think of the story, you might consider it episodic because you're not getting the whole story at launch. You're getting some of the story. They won't even say like most. They say you're getting sort of some of the story,
but it's fully complete.
And then we're going to add the rest of them.
Well, here's the quote that I saw in your article, which just made me laugh nonstop. The quote is, "It's fully complete at launch, but not finished." What does that mean?
But I say what it means, Van. It means that either they want this money to fund the rest of development, or they're out of their bloody minds.
Yeah, like I told you, this sounds like something the old Xbox One executives would have said.
And the thing that gets they talked about how they don't like nickel and diming people. Okay, so they didn't want to do microtransactions. Saying that you're not going to do microtransactions this is basically me quoting myself on what I wrote earlier. You don't get a clap of the hands for that. I don't expect microtransactions. Okay, the fact that publishers do it just shows the level of disdain they have for their consumers. Mm-hmm. Okay, they talked about no DLC. Well, by definition, downloadable content, by definition, is content that you are downloading. That is what you are
after launch. Yeah, I mean,
the fact that you're not paying for it. And then they did later clarify they meant paid DLC, but make good paid DLC if people pay for it. That's just about seasons passes.
They're trying to have their cake and eat it too. That's what it comes down to.
This sounds to me like you're buying a certain amount of the game and you're just getting a seasons pass for the rest of it, whenever that may turn up. Because they've said that they've been working on this for 3 years and 5 months from launch. They don't know what they're going to give you, and they don't know what frequency they're going to give you the rest of it either. But is it going to come? Is it going to
finish? Or does this mean because it doesn't make a lot of money that they're going to kind of half-ass the rest of the game?
Exactly.
That's the thing we have to worry about, and
And
this is not a good precedent to set for games.
trying new content delivery systems is fine, okay, but if you're going to do a new content delivery system, at least have the common courtesy to your fan base to explain to them what you're going to get and when you're going to give what exactly is that they're going to get, and a vague idea of when they're going to get the rest of it. You don't have to have a nailed down schedule, but a general idea. And you could say, okay, it's 5 months from launch. I don't care. This doesn't. It's like the Shenmue thing. Okay, the way that they have failed to explain this, and this is the thing I had with Destiny, not quite the same. But if you fail to explain things to me, I'm going to get concerned. If you
Yeah.
if you can't explain what your thing is, whether it's what your funding is, how you're going to deliver me this content, or even explaining to me what your game is, that starts ringing alarm bells. That makes me concerned. And I love Hitman, and I want to buy Hitman when it comes out.
This
But-
is a Square Enix issue down to the bone, though. I mean, this is the stuff they've been struggling with. I mean, Tomb Raider is a timed exclusive. Final Fantasy VII Remake is a timed exclusive. You have this issue with Hitman. I mean, this is they're bundling a demo of Final Fantasy 15 with a old ass PSP game and charging $60. I mean, this just screams desperate Square Enix is what it comes down to.
Someone needs to have a word, because it's just nonsense.
I think
Like,
it's gonna get worse before it gets better with Square Enix.
Well, I don't know, but as a Hitman fan, I just, I don't like getting annoyed about things. I don't like getting annoyed about the Shenmue Kickstarter. I don't like getting annoyed about this Hitman thing. I just want to know what it is and then be able to support that.
Right.
But and it's like, I'm a disc guy because I can resell them, and I don't mind waiting to 2016. But I think the idea of charging people $60 up front for an unfinished game,
Yeah,
that
it's
is
criminal.
that is not going to come off the ground. They are trying. It comes down to this, in my opinion. They are concerned it's not going to sell because they don't know when to release it and when it's actually going to be done. So they're just nickel and diming Hitman fans and hope that sees them through. That's how I
And then
feel.
what's the deal with PlayStation for this? Or is there any kind of content or?
They get 6 exclusive contracts, okay? But the way that contracts work, as far as I'm aware, is that you can sort of make your own
Uh-huh.
and then send them into the communities. One of the things I talked about with this is that there'll be weekly challenges and all this sort of crap. So it sounds like PlayStation gets 6 of those for free. So it doesn't sound substantial at all. In fact, it seems incredibly unsubstantial.
But it's typical of Sony to have exclusive content that never comes to the other console.
Yeah,
I love
but
that.
to get it up on that. I mean, if that's what it took to get on that stage and get the exposure,
Yeah,
it's not the end of the world.
right.
Though it doesn't, as far as I'm aware, it doesn't seem major. So,
But yeah,
So,
you
yeah.
can read all about it at steverules.com. It's his top article right now. Hitman live experience launch thoughts. Check it out.
and they don't want to call it early access or episodic, so they've referred to it as a live experience, which is just stupid. Yeah, so that's the things I wanted to get off my chest. Sorry if I've gone on a bit, but learn to communicate.
You have,
Shut the
but
hell up.
it's okay.
It's all good.
It's okay.
Thank you.
We like rants.
That's why we have a name for the show. Thank you for your rants.
Yeah.
It's a ranter's paradise, all right? All right, well, I think we've come to the end. I think we have.
I got a better title name.
Yeah?
The Fractured Butthole. And the
No.
end of a saga.
No.
The saga ends.
No. I'm not
No,
sure
I
about
think-
that one.
I think a Ranters paradise would be good.
Yeah. When's it been spending all our lives living in a rancher's paradise?
Yes. That's exactly what I was going for, so yeah. I would play the music, but our videos would be taken
we
down.
can't, yeah. They'd be taken down even if I sung it, right?
Paradise.
Oh.
I don't know.
Hey,
We could play the no, we can't, but the Weird Al's version. Why not?
No. But yeah.
All right. I'm trying to think if I think we're gonna wait to do the Witcher 3 thing.
Spoilercast?
Yeah. Not because I don't mind going long. Like I could go for another 40 minutes talking about The Witcher with Steve, but I know Tim wanted to talk about it, and
Right.
Tim's not gonna be here till next week. He's on vacation. He's relaxing, hanging out, drinking a beer probably.
Yeah, he looked tired last week, so he needs a rest.
Getting ready for all those Gamescom megatons.
Yes.
Yeah, they're coming.
Yes.
AC Bongos was they just had a video that came out like 2 days ago or a day ago, I don't remember. But he was saying how there are going to be new announcements besides the other stuff that we already know that's going to be there. So that means more than one. We could have
Yes.
2.
Fable Legends 2.
Season 2.
Yep. Well, there was a story about Fable Legends that I didn't put in there. They did say that it was going to get continuous updates.
Continuous, yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to just keep on tossing content out. They don't have... It sounds like they're not going for a season model. It's just going to be
Bam, bam,
keep
bam,
adding
bam.
it. As soon as you
Yeah,
make it, add it.
And David Eccleberry said it's going to be aggressive
yeah.
with how they release. So it sounds like they're going to put a lot of content out. You know?
Yep.
Well, Two Human was originally envisaged as a trilogy. Look how that worked out.
That's Steve Rules love right there. But I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in this week. Thanks for coming in the Twitch chat and talking with us. Thanks for watching us on YouTube. Please follow, subscribe, tell a friend, tell 2 other of those friends to tell 2 friends. And then we'll eventually take over the world. Because that's the plan.
We should go for Greece first. I reckon that'd be really cheap.
Yeah, Greece. Look, I'm pushing for Microsoft to buy Greece. They need a foothold. It's an easy buy. They have the money. Just buy Greece.
They need to make a campaign push, like make it to where like on a certain day or a certain episode number, all of our listeners share with one friend kind of thing. You know what I mean? Make it catchy.
We can make it an event.
Yeah, exactly.
But thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Yeah, thanks for writing.
Yes.
I liked all those letters. I'm going to bug
Thanks.
you again next time.
Letters
Thanks,
at
guys.
xboxuncut.com. Peace out, everybody.
All right, later.
Goodbye.
Oh, wait. I did something totally wrong. I did it wrong. We're still recording. We're going.
Oh, no!
We're going. Because we can't end it without outro music. You know? It has to be there. And I'm playing it. Eventually. Windows 10. Yes.